And thanks to our friend Alicia Krause back in studio.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. PBS and NPR and all those people can kiss my hairy ass because I went in years and years ago, did an interview for one of their radio stations in New York. The guy tried to do a gotcha moment with me.
Of course, yeah, obvious.
Because why not? Just a comedian wrote a book. No, it's got to do the gotcha moment.
First Amendment bad over at NPR.
Right. Then he did the gotcha moment, and it backfired on them. They screwed up their gotcha moment, and then they never aired it. Because I said, I know you did your gotcha moment. It's not working. You got the wrong guy, the wrong tape. They screwed up.
Yeah.
They were embarrassed.
And then they nixed the whole thing.
They never aired it. And then we kept saying, when are you going to air this tape? Because I was suspicious. And they said, oh, we're doing our pledge drive this month. And we're not. Then John Waters, the other celebrated author, John Waters, they did an interview. John Waters did an interview 2 weeks after I did mine, and his aired already. So I was like, is it a pledge drive? Why aren't you airing
or is it because I stumped you guys?
Right. And then they didn't do it. And then they mentioned that they didn't like the way it came out. And if I wanted to come in and redo it, they're in New York. If I wanted to come in and redo it, we could do it. I was like, oh, you guys lie all the time, and then you got busted, and then you wouldn't play it. So fuck right off. I don't care if you get funding or not, you fucking liars.
I would like to give Mitt Romney credit where it is due. Remember when he said he wanted to end federal funding to PBS?
Yes.
And people flipped. He also said that Russia was one of the greatest threats to the United States.
I know. And Obama told them to call 1980s were calling.
Yeah, they want their foreign policy backline.
Right.
With Candy Crowley and that crap debate.
Genius.
But anyway,
yes.
Agree. Completely agree. And I've been a guest on NPR. They do edit the heck out of you. They pretend to be unbiased and balanced. They're now the current president and CEO who testified before Congress. She's like, we deliver news and we have life-saving things, and with Congress taking away our funding, people are going to die. They're essentially saying that people are going to die, and it's a threat to the First Amendment.
Yes.
No. This is the First Amendment in action right here. Every single podcast, YouTube, everything out there is the First Amendment in action. NPR not existing because nobody wants to pay crap for it is not the end of the First Amendment.
Well, also, look, here's the bottom line. I'm not. First off, I don't want the government funding a lot of stuff.
Yep.
Just
agreed.
go do it. I'm funding whatever. I don't want it. Just go start your own business, do your own thing, see if you can find some ears or some eyeballs. But if the government funds something and you guys just become a mouthpiece for the Democratic Party, then no, they shouldn't be.
Or the Republican Party, for
or
that
either
matter.
one.
Yep.
Yes. Well, it turns out you're a mouthpiece for the Democrats. But if you had gone the other way, then that shouldn't be funded either.
Yep.
Because that's not what the plan is.
Yep.
All right, so screw them. And by the way, it'll be one of the many, 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 many things about people are going to die, Jim Crow 2.0, or people won't be able to get water waiting in line to vote.
Speech.
It's always the end of everything. And 4 months goes by and no one misses the shit and nothing happened. Because that's what's about to happen. Nothing.
And they're like, it's the end of real journalism.
Well, the comedy is when those guys they say with a straight face, which is weird, because sometimes a politician will call them out on it. He'll call out Leslie Stahl on 60 Minutes and go, well, look, I know how you vote. Sir, you have no idea how I vote. And it's like, we have all we do is watch you for 10 minutes. We know exactly who you are. Don't get indignant about it.
But then we also have whistleblowers that have worked at these organizations, specifically NPR and PBS, where it's over 90% of them are registered Democrat. Over 95% of them are donating to Democrats.
Yes.
And they would shut down stories like the Hunter Biden laptop story and say that's not real news.
Right.
Well, you don't know if it's real news. I don't know, unless you do your job as a journalist and do a little bit of digging.
I know. How would you know a laptop isn't real unless you've investigated the laptop? All right, it's insane. But good riddance, NPR and whatever, or stay around and pay for it yourself, or do whatever you want. I'm not interested.
If they're such great journalists, they could go build their own free press or Daily Wire or podcast somewhere. Why not?
So I just got back from Road America, which is also known as Elkhart Lake, and it's in the middle of Wisconsin.
Oh, wow. Do you get some cheese?
It's probably, I didn't, but it's probably,
What?
it's about an hour away from Milwaukee.
Okay.
I don't know the Midwest that well, but it takes an hour to get to Milwaukee
Okay.
from Elkhart Lake. And it's a famous old racetrack. And it's a huge racetrack, very big.
Okay.
In that,
You're schooling me because this is not something that I'm like aware. My husband grew up near like the Ford proving grounds. Is that what they're called? Or
yeah, in
proofing
Dearborn.
grounds? Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, that's a thing.
Yeah, it was featured in Ford v. Ferrari,
Such a
the
good
movie.
Yep.
Yeah. So, okay, this is a big track, and it goes all. It's called a national park of speed because it's huge and there's rolling green hills. It's beautiful.
That sounds pretty.
It's beautiful. I've never seen anything as beautiful. And people camp and they hike and they go watch the races, and it's an amazing place. Like you would never see that anywhere on the West Coast.
Yeah.
And the track is big, meaning it's over 4 miles a lap, which is big. So I think Willow Springs is a pretty big track. It's a 2.5 miles, and then there's Laguna Seca, and that's, I don't know, 2.2 miles or something. This is 4 miles. So this is a massive, massive track. Has 14 or 15 turns. And
is it dumb to ask like what kind of cars are racing on it?
All
Is it like
kinds of cars.
all kinds of cars?
Because it's a vintage weekend. So they have
that's cool.
Formula One class. They have all different
Fun.
classes. And the track is difficult and it's technical. And so they wanted me to be Grand Marshal for their vintage weekend.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So
have you ever done that before?
Never been a grand, maybe. Don't know for certain, but I'm going to say maybe or no.
Don't remember.
I don't know. I've done a lot of stuff, but I don't think I've been Grand Marshal, not for a vintage race weekend.
Uh-huh.
So I said, I'll do it. And then I said, you guys should take one of my cars from here and truck it to the track, and then I'll drive my car in one of the events or one of the classes. There's probably 9 or 10 classes. Each car had 40 or 50 cars in it. So they picked my car up.
Which car?
It's a Datsun 510 race car, and they took it. They took it at Wisconsin. They dropped it off and they put it in the paddock. And then I got there.
Did you have like a little driver suit on?
Oh, you gotta have all your stuff. You gotta have your car has to go through tech. Your helmet has to go through tech. Your driver suit has to go through tech. All your stuff's got to go through.
I feel
tech.
like all of the crew here should get like matching Adam Carolla show driver suits.
Jumpsuits.
Right?
Yeah.
I got some thumbs up from the,
None of them can drive a stick, though.
Neither can I, but it would look really cool.
That's why. Yeah, but you're a girl. Now, I'll show you guys. I wouldn't even be half a lap, but I'll just show you what the start of the race basically looks like so you can get an idea. But you should also look and see how beautiful and how green everything is.
Look at you. You got the little gloves on.
Got to have all the stuff, otherwise they won't let you. They won't let you do it.
Oh, those are some cool cars in front of you, too.
Oh, there's lots of cool cars. There's probably 40-something cars in my race. And then you go up the hill, the back straightaway, and you look for the green flag. You can turn it up, but here we go. No green yet. Now green, right? So that's just the front straightaway. And that's basically going into turn one. You can see how green and nice.
This feels so nostalgic. Like all these cool older cars.
It is, except for they let one newer car in my race, and it's a guy in a Honda who's going to pass me right there. That's the only car that's not from the 60s or the 50s. This car's
Look
50s
at that one.
cars
That
behind
128.
me.
What was that? That was pretty.
Probably a Triumph.
Oh.
You see how green this whole place is?
Yeah. Well, that's the Midwest, right? Like, it's cloudy and rainy, and then the sun pops out, and you get that blue sky and green. It's so pretty.
Yeah. So, I don't really want to pass this guy at 140 miles an hour because
That's how fast you went?
At the end of the straight, not at the beginning. But anyway.
By the way, since I don't know how to drive stick, can I learn in that since you had the pieces of paper so nicely propped up there?
I had my gear shift
the
pattern.
Gear shift patterns?
I have to because my other car is the opposite of that car in the pattern.
Wait, all stick shift cars aren't the same pattern?
No, there's some maniac, some insane person.
A communist.
Came up.
Not American. That's what I'm going to guess.
It's called like a direct drive comp box, and first gear is down and second gear is up. And I hate it. I hate it. I never get used to it. I hate it.
Why isn't it just universal?
I don't know. Someone tries to tell me all the time. It's horrible. I have to stare at that stupid patch and figure out what gear I'm in all the time because every other car races forward first, then down to second, then up to third. And this is backwards. It's backwards, and it drives me nuts, and I hate it. And I'm going to change that transmission because I can't focus. I have to put it in huge writing on the dashboard. Otherwise, I'd have no idea what gear I'm in because it bothers the hell out of me.
That would be me in any...
I can do it. I mean, I can hear by the sound of the engine where I'm at.
They say that, like, the Formula One guys, like, if you put headphones on them, and then you just play the sound of a car, like, on a track with their eyes closed, they can tell you, like, which course it is.
Yeah, you would know how long you were in,
like certain gears. But that's incredible. I mean, it's what they do for a living, but that's kind of incredible that you're like, well, I can kind of tell based on the sound. Like, I wouldn't know that.
Well, you should have the tachometer should tell you how many RPMs you're pulling. Yeah. But then when I went out for a second time, my tachometer didn't work, so I just listened. Oh, you can hear when you're at the top. If you have Andrew, if you have the straightaway, just the straightaway one, you don't need to look at the tach to know when to shift. It sounds like the engine's going to explode, and then you shift.
So I've driven a stick shift like twice in my life. Mm-hmm. Well, multiple times in my dad's old truck when we would like be baling hay in Oklahoma. But that doesn't really count because you're always kind of in first gear because you're just rolling real slow through the pasture as people are loading in bales.
Well, you hear it. Turn it up. You'll hear when to shift.
Like there?
Now I'm at fifth, so there's nowhere to go from here.
Wait, is there a sixth gear?
Not on this car.
Cars with Alicia Krause.
All right, got it. So you can hear when it's time.
I want one of those little driving suits.
To go. I got a bunch of them.
We should all be like your team.
Oh, you got to tell...
Like for everybody.
You got to tell... I appreciate that. You got to tell Rudy to send you the Mike August driver suit color thing. If we get it, I'll show it to you guys. It'll make everyone laugh. But anyway, so
you're in the beautiful Midwest. You got to drive your car.
Right. Now, I stupidly didn't learn the track before I got there, so I just showed up, and then that was not.
But you went 140 miles on a track that you didn't know. Like, that's impressive.
But that's in the straightaway.
Oh.
It's all about the turns. It's all about the turns. And I'll tell you how that works because it's an interesting process, the human mind. But the first thing is I'm going to leave here on Wednesday afternoon. I was going to leave here on Wednesday afternoon.
Yep.
I'm going to fly in a private jet to Chicago.
Fancy.
Yeah. Well, John Clay Wolf, a friend of mine, has a private jet. So I went with
friend.
him. Yeah.
Good thing you're not a politician. You'd have to
I'm on my oligarchy tour. I'm flying a private jet to Chicago.
Uh-huh.
Now, it's 2 hours later in Chicago. It's going to take 4 hours to get there. And we're leaving at like 2 o'clock from here.
Oh, so you're essentially a red eye.
Well,
I mean, not really, but
I had a 9 o'clock show that was sold out in Chicago on Wednesday night. So, okay. So here's what happens to me.
Oh, Adam.
I know. So I get up in Malibu at 8 in the morning and I hustle over here. I do a podcast and then I hustle over to the Burbank airport and I get to the thing and we get in the plane and I'm like,
it's called an FBO, by the way, for all the peasants in the audience.
The FBO.
He gets to the thing. It's a private hangar for very swanky people.
So I figure if we take off now, I'm going to land and we'll have an hour before the 9 p.m. show.
And you're landing at O'Hare.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we can do this. And the show's sold out. So we get into the plane and we fire it up, and then the pilot comes back and he goes, O'Hare is at a full ground stop. There's nothing coming in. There's nothing going out. Commercial stuff's not coming in. Commercial stuff's not going out. They're at a full ground stop.
No.
So then we sit there and we go, what's that mean? And the pilot goes, they said, check back in half an hour. And he said, you guys should get off the plane, go back into the terminal and relax, and we'll check back in half an hour. Because right now, full ground stop.
By the way, if I had the choice of chilling on a private jet versus going back into the Bob Hope terminal, I'd be like, I'll just stay here, please.
Well, this was the cool terminal next to Leno's shop.
All right.
So, and the jet isn't that big and that luxurious, but either way, fine. So now here's where thinking comes in, everyone. I look at John and I go, well, I think if we're delayed half an hour, I could make this sold out 9 o'clock show.
You could be fashionably late.
But if this thing is at a full ground stop and they tell us in a half hour it's going to be another half hour or an hour, I got a sold out show in Chicago tonight. And so he gets on the phone with a pilot friend of his, not our pilot, but a pilot friend, and he goes, here's what's up. We're going to Chicago, and they're at a full ground stop, and the guy immediately just picks his phone up and goes, oh, yeah, big weather over Chicago.
That Midwest
But
weather.
then he goes, there's 4 other airports within an hour of Chicago that you guys could go to. And so then, basically, we say to our pilot, look, let's just leave now. And in 3.5 hours, when we start getting around the area,
we could land in Peoria.
We could go somewhere else, or maybe the weather's gone by the time we get there.
Yeah.
But let's go now.
And what did he say?
He said, okay.
That kind of makes sense. If you're willing to land somewhere else, and the pilot should do what you want him to do.
It does if you have a 9 o'clock show. So we just left. And sure enough, by the time we got to O'Hare, the weather had blown out, and we just landed. And then we didn't check into. I don't think we checked into the hotel.
You didn't have time, Adam.
You're right.
There
was no hotel. We went straight there to the gig. I changed at the club and started Rudy went on open. I went on about. I had an opener and a host. I went on about 9:30. At about 45 minutes into my set, and this has never happened to me ever, I started feeling wobbly on stage. I felt wobbly.
Nauseous, vertigo.
I was like, I've just been up too long and I've been traveling too much.
You didn't hydrate.
I didn't hydrate. And I just said to the audience, I'm going to just pull up this stool. I'm going to sit down like an old blues singer. And I don't worry, it's not going to affect anything, but I literally need to sit down, which has never happened to me before.
Do you have a crash, like a sugar crash? You know what I mean?
I don't know what I had. I was just too long a day. And I was up on stage burning calories and then realized, oh man, I gotta sit down.
I gotta be rested to go race a car tomorrow.
Well, then what happened, was I made it through the set. It was a great show. Everything was great. Everything was great. But now it was like 11:30. It was like midnight, and we weren't staying in Chicago. We were staying at an Airbnb in Wisconsin by the track. 2 hours. It's a 2-hour drive.
Did you take a car nap?
No, I got
car naps are
into
the
the car with Rudy, my opener, and we took off for the Airbnb, and we pulled in at 2:30 at night in the middle of rural, like Elkhart Lake. All the tracks are in rural areas because they have so much land. And he's like, the code for the Airbnb door is not working. And we kept like trying it, and it wouldn't work. And we got Mike August on the phone and blah, blah, blah. And at some point we're like, we have to check into a hotel.
Are there even hotels there?
There's some around, not right there, but it was 2:30. I left Malibu at 8 a.m. basically. And I was like, we're going to go check into a hotel.
You're done. You're tired.
So we went and found a hotel, literally checked in at like 2:45 at night and stayed there that night, and then went to the Airbnb and found the door that they didn't tell us about. We were in the wrong building trying to use the thing.
Oh, no.
Long story. Anyway, got that straightened out.
You know that now that you bring that up, when you walked in, I was looking at hotels because talking to you about a trip I'm doing this fall. And I've thought about Airbnb, but a friend just was like traveling with her kids this summer, went to the Airbnb, and they were like, oh, no, we had to cancel on you. Or like that situation. You're somewhere at 2:30 in the morning and you can't get in. And like, thank goodness there's a motel nearby.
Yes.
But like, what if things are sold out? And so I think that Airbnb is kind of losing their luster a little bit.
Yeah,
because people are like, I don't want to have to clean up my own stuff and do the laundry for you. And also like, what if something fails, right?
Well, they gave the address, and there were two buildings on the address, and one was a big house, and the other was a small back house. So we went to the big house, and we couldn't do it. And no lights were on, no outdoor lights, no anything. Yeah. And this door was tucked to the side and like off in the shadows, and we never saw it.
Oh, my gosh.
We never could get, anyway.
I love that your assumption was I rented the big house, not the small one.
Well, the big house was like on the street. Like, it seemed like that was the address. Anyway.
But then you got to drive your car.
What Airbnb should have done is go, it's the back house and the door's on the right, and you're not going to see it at night.
But it's the host. And so when you have an additional person as the middleman, sometimes you're going to get the complications, right? Like it just happens.
Mike can do that. Well, I don't know. I would be curious. See, if you pulled in during the day, you could find the door. If you pulled in at night, you would not find the door.
Yeah, you're delirious. It's 2:30 in the morning.
No, but if you pulled in at 9 at night and you weren't delirious, you're still not going to find the door because you don't know where to look. Yeah. It was dark, and it's not a good layout. Like, I don't know if there's Airbnb notes, but they should say back house.
They should.
Door on the right.
They should.
And they should leave the porch light on. Like leave a outdoor light on because it's completely.
Was that the Holiday Inn? Like we'll leave the light on.
We'll leave the light on for you. Yeah. Oh, they're supposed to do it. Yeah, we should try to get our money back because it was pitch black. It's pitch black, and we're just standing at 2:30 in a cornfield, like going, where do we go? Like, how do we do this? And we couldn't see. It wasn't me. It was Rudy and me, but Rudy couldn't find the door.
I would be like scared out of my mind. I'm like, there's somebody in the woods that's going to come out and kill me.
That would have been a lateral move, considering how tired I was. So we made our way in, went to the track the next day. Elkhart Lake is amazing. The people are amazing.
Do you meet some fans? That's always fun to like meet fans in the wild.
Oh yeah,
and by the wild, I mean the real world.
I was going to be I'm Grand Marshal.
Yeah,
and they all came out for the race, but they came out to say hi, and everyone, people did that. Then they do this huge event. Oh yeah, well, okay. First, there's the video before this, which is everyone lining up. They do this thing on a Friday. Where all the cars from the track line up at the track and they drive down into town.
Aww.
which is
It's
Elkhart
like that
Lake.
scene in Cars.
It is.
Where they're going.
It's beautiful. It's spectacular. I just stood up and filmed all the cars that were lined up. There's 400 cars lined up, and they're going all down. They fire it all up. They get a police escort. They go down into town, and you can show that. And then everyone just lines the street of Elkhart Lake, and you drive all the way through town. Everyone cheers, and then you get to the end, and all the cars get parked, and then everyone comes out. Mike made this video, so I didn't see it, but this is the entire
Wow.
The entire town comes out and lines each side of the street.
And you got to like go fast?
No, I was driving someone else's car because my car broke.
Oh no.
Coming down. So it's the entire town lines the street as you can see. And then it is beautiful.
That's
it's bucolic.
Great. They probably do this for the 4th of July too. Real America.
Oh my God, it's so.
Look at that. That's a cute little town.
Oh, it's beautiful.
I can't believe you didn't have any cheese. I'm just seeing all these like bars and stuff, and I'd be rolling in there for a pint and some cheese curds.
They get like thousands of people.
Yeah, that's a lot of people.
All right. So anyway.
That's cool.
Yeah, I was laughing because I was picturing like where I'm from LA, when they do a street takeover. It's just gangbangers doing donuts in the middle of the intersection and slamming into pedestrians and stealing cars. And look how many people are in this place.
That is a lot of people. How many people come? I mean, obviously the city itself isn't that big, but how many people come from like the rest of the country, like outside of Wisconsin?
I don't know. The racers come from all over the place.
That's cool.
So, all right, you can go to amcro.com.
That is a lot of people.
It's beautiful. Look how beautiful it is.
Okay, next year,
so
matching driving costumes. The whole team is going.
Yeah, they call them fire suits.
Fire suits?
Yeah, they don't call them driving costumes. Like when I made the movie The Hammer, we had a gay director, and he's like, "When you spar, you're gonna wear your boxing hat?" And I said, "Headgear?" And he's like, "Oh, yeah, okay." And I was like, "Man, do you not know anything about boxing?"
So my husband and I were having this conversation earlier. Hat. He's like, "Is it body soap or body wash?" And I'm like, "I'm a chick, so I think it's body wash."
Mm-hmm.
Or a.
All right, so
that's cool.
Rudy was there.
This is my Halloween costume, guys. I'm just gonna borrow it from Adam.
Rudy was in the pit. He's in the paddock, and I was getting ready to get into the car, and I was wearing the fire suit I've worn for 14 years. And Mike August, and I wear it all the time with Mike August. And Mike August walks up to me, and he says, "Well, let's just listen and see if it works." Did you get a new suit? I said no. He said, "What happened to the red one?" Okay, so I'll tell you what happened. Mike walked up to me and he goes, "Hey, did you get a new fire suit?" And I said, "No, the same one I wear every time." And he goes, "What happened to the red one?"
Did he go colorblind?
I don't know. I said, "Mike, I'm wearing my red fire suit." He goes, "That new one?" All right, you just played out. I told Rudy, film this. This is the most insane thing Mike's ever said. Did you get a new suit? I said, no. He said, "What happened to the red one?" Did you get a new suit? No. What happened to the red one? There's Mike going through the cooler. I've had this for 13 years. Have you really? Yeah. You got a red one too, right? I got a red one too. That one's tangerine.
Tangerine.
Call that red? Well, when no other choices for red fire suits are on the table, and the only one is Robin's Egg blue, then yes, I will call it red. That's what it sounds like we're at the track, by the way.
Yeah, loud.
I'm going to race it fine. But I always race it.
He called that tangerine?
Well, the whole part is he walked in and went, "You're wearing..."
No, he said, he's like, "Is it red?" Like he took down his glasses. He was like, "Is it?"
So there's two fire suits. One is powder blue and the other is red. And that one I wear all the time. And it's red. So he wanted to know what happened to my red one that I was wearing. I don't know. You tell me what happened in that exchange.
No, he is going colorblind if he thinks it's tangerine.
Well, let me tell you. I'll put it this way.
Tangerine is orange.
It's
a shade of orange.
Let me say this. When you go to look at paint samples, they give things names. You know what I mean? Swiss coffee, but you might.
That'd be fire suit red.
Yeah, but they don't call it off-white or light white or something. They call it something, right? So I get the fact he could call it tangerine, but it's the only red fire suit I own.
No, you can't even call it tangerine because when you say tangerine, I think cutie. Like Clementine or an actual tangerine. All of them are orange, by the way.
Well, even if it was closer to orange, it's the only it's the only fire suit I have, and I wear it every time. And I wore it earlier that week.
I just had a light bulb thing that you could tell me, no, you're crazy, or yes, you're right. But is your fire engine red fire suit and your robin's egg blue fire suit the reason why the L's in the Adam Carolla show are red and blue?
No, but it's a good connection.
Oh.
So at some point, they go, we're doing a whole street parade. Mm-hmm. And all the drivers, get your cars on Friday at 5 in the afternoon, and we're going to go down into town, and all the race cars are going to just line up along. I think I took there's a vid of it from me getting up on the podium up there, but they're all just going to line up.
And the official Grand Marshal.
Yeah, and everyone's going to be there. And it's just all the cars lined up in this place, which is fine. So then about 5 o'clock, the town comes down and looks at all the race cars. Mm-hmm. At 5 o'clock, I get into my car, I fire it up, I back out of my paddock, I start rolling down toward the front of the racetrack to line up to go into. I get about 200 feet away from my garage, and my car just goes pop, just dies. It goes whoa. And then I go, what has happened? It stopped like someone shot it in the head. It just went pow, stud. And it wasn't. So I know enough about cars to know it wasn't fuel. It was electric. It was like pow, just dead stop. And then someone said, well, we can bump it down the hill.
I don't know what that means.
You drop it into gear, push the clutch in, push it, and then pop the clutch, and I'll get the car. We can bump start the car. I said, yeah, I think we could push it down and maybe get the car started, but then it's not coming back. I mean, it's all downhill. I could fire this car, but then we're going to get to the bottom of the hill. It's going to die, and then I can't get it back up the hill. So I just stopped, and I just said, we got to push it back to the paddock, to the garage. And so we just pushed it back to the paddock, and I got out, and I was like, it's something electrical. Something happened.
Yeah.
And me and Charles started taking stuff apart on it and looking at, I mean, the battery had power and the coil had, we got a voltmeter and checked a few things and figured out that had to be a bad switch or relay or something. But then I said, I got to go because I'm the Grand Marshal of the parade. So they just took me.
Guys.
They just took me, and thank God Charles got the car working after that.
So did you beat your car back to L.A.?
My car is, on its way in some truck.
Yeah.
Driving from Wisconsin.
Do you put like an air tag on it?
No, they I don't know how you know.
Is it like UPS package? Like it will be delivered by 5 p.m.
You load it up like it's a giant suitcase because you can throw stuff in the trunk. Yeah. You can shove stuff in the car. Like you can fill all.
I mean,
all
you were
stuff
flying private, but so it's not like you had a 50-pound bag limit. But
yeah, it's a good point. But I threw stuff in there to just come back here. The other thing that's interesting, and I don't think people understand this, but it's very interesting. So I was finding my way around this race car track that's 4 miles plus big, and it's and then you have to know what the racing line is, or you're not. It's not even worth doing it.
Yeah.
You'll be so slow that you'll be dangerous to other people.
That would be me.
Yeah, but like, you can learn.
Granny in the far right lane.
You can learn the line. But the racing line is different. And it's not really, can't really study it on a piece of paper, but the way it works, and it's so weird. I've never really thought about this, but I said to one of the guys, I looked at the schedule, and the schedule said, this group and that group and this group and that group go off, and then at noon they're always like break. The noon is always a lunch break for like an hour, 45 minutes. All races have the big break in the middle.
Oh, they have a snack time?
Snack time. Nobody.
Is it cigarette time? I feel like racing and smoking go hand in hand, or maybe that's just my Hollywood persona.
Yeah, it's more James Deaney. But so they go, all right, break at noon, and they do parade laps. They let people go out there. They let the Aston Martin Club of Wisconsin come out, and they let this guy and that guy and people that bought tickets and stuff, and they have to do a slow lap. 2 or 3 laps around the track with 80 cars on the, going slow. But, you take your daughter and you put her in your MG and put the roof down, and you get to ride on the track. You're not at any kind of speed, but you're on the track.
That's fun.
Yeah, it's fun.
Especially if you're like a diehard race fan.
Yeah. And so they're going to do that, and I know they're going to do it. And they usually give you like 2 or 3 parade laps, and you get out there with your buddies, and there's no hot dog in it, and there's no lighting up the rear tires in it because they'll throw you off the track. But if you keep it cool, you can
do the whole thing.
Do the thing. So I said to one of the guys, who was kind of my, liaison, I said, listen, if I could get in a car and we could do a couple parade laps, and this is your home track, and you've driven on it a million times, you could just talk me through this whole place.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, all right, I'll do that. And I said, okay. And we got in his car, and every single thing, which was weird, was like, you turn in at the end of the rumble strips on the left side on turn 1. It's a late apex. You turn all the way in, but it's late apex. And then when you come out of it, you'll see in the distance, there's a building off the track, a quarter mile off the track. That's the bathroom. You aim for the men's door. I
he
swear
knew
to God.
the track. Like he knew all of the...
It goes, and you come around this and you break right at the end of the wall, the barrier wall, and then he goes, and you come out of this turn, and you'll see on top of the bridge, there's a big painted semi-truck that says Sargento Cheese on it.
See? Cheese, guys. Sorry.
You aim for the rear wheels. And then it'll say, we're cheese people. And then you start tracking over to the word people on this bridge. That's a half mile in the distance.
This guy should be training all of the drivers there.
I think he does. Well, no, they don't need it because they've done 2 million laps. Yeah. And then you come under the bridge and you look out and there's a billboard in the distance. It's white. Just aim your car toward that billboard. And every single thing was like, there's a fence, there's an outhouse, there's a porta potty at the end of the thing.
Don't move the porta potty or that guy's game is off.
Every single thing was some tree or some porta potty or some whatever. But there's 14 turns, and we got to do 3 laps slow. And then
in your car or in somebody else's car?
No, you're just
yours
in
was
like
broken.
a Camry. There's no race cars on during the parade laps. You're just sitting. I'm sitting passenger seat.
Yeah.
So then we start going around, and now I'm trying to repeat the semi-truck wheels and head for people. And
men's
head for
room door.
Men's room door and head. That's how. If you go to do Willow Springs, there's a big building at the top says Budweiser in front of the building. They're like, you aim for the U.
Yeah.
When you come out of the store, when you come out of this corner, point your car at the U on the building that's way off in the distance, but that's your marker. That's where you want to go. The whole track was that.
So pretty much they're all country folk. Because like growing up in Oklahoma, it's like, so I live off the dirt road. You have to go down the hill where the 2 grain bins used to be.
Yeah.
And it's like you had to know where the grain bins were in order to know where they used to be.
That's how you do the racing line.
That's kind of fascinating.
I find it interesting.
Yeah.
And now some of the stuff, it's the turn, it's a late apex or it's an early apex or whatever they say, hit the apex. Like I know what that is, and you can see markers. every single corner, every single place had a thing and a marker and a fence and a billboard or something in the distance, something off the track. And then the following day, I said, all right, let's do the parade lap again, but this time I'll drive.
Yeah.
And I'll talk through the whole thing. So it's like start braking at end of straightaway with the marker here, late turn in at the end of the rumble strip on the left, late apex on this turn, unwind, start heading for the bridge. The bridge said like VP something. It's like aim for the P on the VP, go down this bridge. It's kind of, it's weird, but it's super effective. And if you concentrate, you can remember all that he said. But then when you get to race speeds, it gets sped up 3 times. So then now everything is fast.
So you were going what, like 45, 50?
The parade lap it's like 40 miles an hour or something.
Okay.
Everyone's just kind of cruising
So
around.
like going down Burbank Boulevard versus being in a full-on race.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, stuff enters your head faster, and there's stuff going on, and there's people around you and stuff
people
like
trying
that.
to cut you off.
Yeah, they don't really cut you off, but they don't necessarily give you any room.
Did they
either.
for driver, like professional drivers on that track, do they just throw them in at race speed, or do they do it slow and kind of learn the things and then gradually increase?
Well, what they would do is there would be practice days.
Yeah, but on a practice day, are they going 50 or are they going 150?
Everybody, in my experience, goes out with some sort of discussion about going 7/10 and starting getting temp, and they all just start racing as soon as they go in. As soon as they go in there, what I want.
It's a you know what measuring contest.
Yes, it's a dick measuring contest. Well, I mean, it's okay.
Even though it's practice, it's like they got to show their stuff.
When I taught boxing, if I ever sparred with any of my students, I would go, just, not hard, like take it easy, no, whatever. And 30 seconds into that, they're trying to kill you. They couldn't do it. And I would tell them,
nobody can hold back.
Yeah, I would go, hey, bring it down.
Wait a second,
bring
guys
down the
and
temperature.
girls, or just the dudes?
No, I only fought women.
Okay. But
It's like, you remind me of my mom. Now it's payback time, bitch. No, they literally couldn't. They had a lot of trouble doing it. And the funny thing is I once in a while you talk to a guy. And this old timer, nice dude. Old, but nice. Driving the same car for 50 years.
keeps it pristine.
Yeah, well, you try, but people get into accidents. There's definitely accidents out there. So he comes to me and he goes, look, this is your first time here, right? I go, yeah. And he goes, well, this is my home track. I mean, I've been driving this track for 50 years. I said, yeah. He said, would you like to follow me around for a few laps? Just stay with me.
You got a lot of wheel time.
I know. I said, well, this is during the qualifying or the practice or whatever. But there's 40 cars, 50 cars in my run group. He goes, you want to follow me around? I go, yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I would really appreciate that. Then his liaison guy, his mechanic, goes, this guy's been driving this track for a million years. He knows his line. I mean, nobody's got a better line than this guy. And it's a 4-mile track. And this guy turns lap times that are within 0.2 of a second every lap of one another. They don't vary by a second. It's a 4-mile. It's a 4-mile track, and this guy's lap times are the same every single lap. So this guy's got the line. I go, oh, yeah, well, okay. So when we get out, I'll find you and I'll follow you.
Yeah.
We'll do some hot laps together, and I'll learn the line. And he goes, yeah. I go, okay. We get out there. I never see the guy again. He's an old guy. He's been in the race.
Yep.
We get back. He's pitting next to me.
I'll show you the ropes.
He's pitting next to me, and he goes,
I wanted to show you how cool he was.
He goes, he comes out of his car, and I get out of my car, and I go, I didn't see you out there. Where were you? And he goes, oh, man, had some Triumph up my ass. that fucker wanted to pass. I'm not letting him pass. So I had this guy. So some guy got up on him.
Oh, and he was like,
and
no,
he
sir.
took off. He's like, you're not passing me. And I'm like, well, what about our deal where I come find you and then we do laps? And it's like, yeah, but I had a guy and he was trying to pass me.
This is the difference
I'm like,
between...
all right, that's why we can't do this.
This is the difference between men and women.
Yes.
So the analogy for a woman would be a sample sale.
Mm-hmm.
And you're waiting in line for your gal at the sample sale. And you're like, I will save you a spot at the sample sale. And then, you know, somebody else does something. Not a perfect analogy.
No, I know.
You know, and it's like you got your girl at the sample sale. She needs to try things on. There's no dressing room. You got her no matter what. Even if another gal is grabbing the sunglasses that you want, you're there with your gal pal.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to stick together.
Well,
men do not do that.
I have had it happen.
They're like, somebody was on my ass and I couldn't let that youngin' beat me, so I had to go real fast.
I've had it happen way more than once. Where another guy made an offer for me to follow him in a Porsche, and his other friend, he came over and he's like, I know, and it's my first time at the track, and my buddy's got a ton of seat time at this track, and he's going to try it. Not out there. Mm-hmm. The racing. Mm-hmm. I've done it at different tracks where I went, just let me stay behind you for a couple of laps just to learn the line on this track. And they went like, okay. And then you go out, they're nowhere to be found because they start racing.
You literally have to pay someone to do that for you, or otherwise they're not going to take it seriously.
You would, because this guy...
They all want to show their stuff.
They're trying to lay down good lap times to qualify, and this guy's got some guy in a what the guy told me the guy was anyway, a sports car behind him, and he's up his ass, and he's not going to let him pass.
Yeah.
And so I'm gone.
He's got something to prove.
That's how it
works. And it ain't being your friend.
No, but he came over and offered to me. He came to me and said, why don't you follow me around? And then took off. Mm-hmm. All right.
Difference between men and women.
Out there.
Just saying.
Yeah. So then basically got the car fixed, went out, did the race was Sunday afternoon, and the track was packed. I did a stand-up show there at the track, sold it out, tons of people, just good folk, like Midwest, like stuff you'd never... I'll give you something.
Living in on beer and sausage and cheese curds.
Oh, brats, man. And I'll tell you something that would never, ever happen in California.
Uh-huh. There were no trans people there?
They had... They were there. They did a real good job because I couldn't spot any. They, at the front of the track, and it's a big, beautiful facility. At the front of all racetracks, they have all these windows. And that's where you go in and you have to register. If you're a driver, you have to register and fill out a bunch of paperwork, insurance stuff. And they give you the right bracelet. They'll give you the driver's bracelet.
It's like going to a fancy club.
Yeah, you go with the pit bracelet. And when you get in your car, when you go out the track, they don't let you on unless you show them your bracelet.
Special.
And you have to have a sticker that says the car went through tech, and then you have another sticker on your helmet that says your stuff. You have to get all stickered up and teched up, and then they'll let you race. So anyway, there's this it's a big building, and it's got the windows. You go in there, and you get all your stuff. And so because I was Grand Marshal, they said, we got a room for you, like downstairs. It's quiet. It's got a bathroom. It's air-conditioned. And you can come here to change or to change because you have to get in your fire suit, and then you have to get out of your fire suit, and you're all covered sweaty. You might want to take a shower. And you don't want it. Outside of that, you're just in the middle of
nowhere,
a crowded area, like getting down. So I went there Sunday morning, and I said, I'm just gonna get caught up on some stuff down in my little changing room down there, and then I'm gonna change and stuff like that. I was down there just answering some emails and stuff, and a guy that worked in the building, a young guy, a young lad, he came down and he went, well, it's Sunday, it's noon, and we're kind of done. We're not, no one's coming in here anymore. They don't, the whole weekend's over for us.
It's a wrap.
And he goes, we're going home. And it's a big building with sodas and computers and stuff. It's like a big thing. And I go, oh, okay, so I better get my stuff together here. And he goes, oh, no, you can hang out. I go, I'll just sit in the building. It's a huge building. I mean, it's
Did he leave you the keys to lock up and tell you where to put them? Like what behind
I swear
a tree
to God,
stump or something?
he goes, no, you're good here. And like I said, there's equipment and stuff, in there. And I go, I just leave. And he goes, well, just pull the door shut. Like, make sure it locks. I was like, okay. That's just how that would so never
funny.
Roll.
No.
That out here.
No.
That way.
They'd be
ever.
like, you have to leave now. And then security will lock up behind you.
They would do a thing where you'd go, listen, I got all my stuff here. Can I just, sir, I wish I could, but we can't because we're so lawed up and we're so litigious about everything. And as I was thinking about
won't let me. That's actually what would happen here.
It makes people into assholes because they have to go, look, I know, they have to do a thing where I go, if I let you out of the movie theater, I can't let you back in. You go, my car's right there. I just want to get my wife's sweater. And they go, I know, but you can't come back in. And you go, what? And they go, I'm sorry, I wish you could, but the rules, you can't come back. That's, unless you're homeless and want to squat somewhere, park your Winnebago on my lawn and cook meth.
That's allowed.
That's doable.
But not going out to the car to get a diaper bag or a sweater or something.
That would never,
no.
that's not, but there in Wisconsin, good. So then finished a race at like 4 p.m, got into the minivan that Mike August had rented.
Was it tangerine?
Candy apple orange. And we drove to Milwaukee, did the Pabst Theater over there, which is amazing. And I forgot when I was at the Pabst Theater, big old theater, walking through the catacombs, the famous scene in Spinal Tap where they're walking all alone. You don't strike me as a Spinal Tap aficionado.
Just like I'm not a cliffhanger aficionado.
Yes, you don't know the two greatest movies ever created. Spinal Tap and Cliffhanger.
Sorry, I do not, but do tell. Now I can watch it with this little tidbit of information. It's like a little Jeopardy tidbit.
There's a very funny, all the scenes are funny in Spinal Tap, but this one is funny because...
It's a funny scene. I thought it was a serious movie.
Spinal Tap?
Yeah. You think it's funny?
It is a comedy.
Really?
The movie Spinal Tap.
Okay.
It's a comedy.
Okay.
It's one of the most heralded comedies maybe ever made. I would say.
Does being homeschooled give me a pass on not knowing this about this movie?
If you never were able to leave the house ever, then yes, and you were raised like Jodie Foster in the woods. But if you leave the house and you go into civilization and you hang around funny people, then you should have heard. This should have crossed your path. So
you're the first funny person I've ever encountered. That's why I'm finally learning that Spinal Tap was a comedy.
Brian Whitman used to work with.
Yeah, he never talked about Spinal Tap.
Well,
he talked about the Love Boat a lot.
I can talk about the Love Boat a lot too.
Ooh.
So in the scene, they're going to play a theater, and they're walking in the catacombs of the place downstairs through all the vents and all the mechanical stuff, and they keep walking around in a circle. And I think I don't know, is it Muddy Waters or Buddy Guy? It's an old blues. Damn. B.B. King, maybe. It's an old blues singer who plays the janitor.
Really?
Who walks them around. I'm pretty sure it's B.B. King, or it's definitely a famous blues singer. Anyway, I get to the Pabst Theater, and I was walking around that area,
you're like,
and I was
wait a second.
This looks kind of Spinal Tappy. And then I looked up, and they had a sign.
Oh, that's cool.
And they have a picture of that scene in that area from that movie, which was cool.
Did you have a famous blues singer giving you the tour?
Wonderful Smith played the guy. Wonderful Smith.
I don't know who
played the janitor. Who is Wonderful Smith? Well, now maybe I'm wrong.
Maybe it wasn't a famous.
Well, if anyone looked like an old blues singer, it was Wonderful Smith.
By the way, what a wonderful name.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. There was like Marvelous Marvin Hagler, and he changed his first name to Marvelous.
Yeah.
But his mom didn't name him Marvelous.
Like Ocho Cinco?
Yeah, his mom named him Marvin.
Yeah.
And I don't know if Wonderful's mom named him Wonderful or he just went like
from Wally
Marvelous.
to Wonderful.
Yeah, maybe it was Wally. But that's the guy who played. Does Wonderful Smith then? Is he an actor? Did he do? Is he a singer? Is he something? What's it say, Andrew?
Actor and comedian.
Oh.
All right, so that guy then was an actor-comedian named Wonderful Smith.
I mean, Spinal Tap does sound like the title of a sci-fi movie, right?
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't know. You're not at fault for not knowing what it is.
I know some other classics.
Meaning, here's what I want to say. Here's what I'm saying.
I need to watch Cliffhanger and Spinal Tap.
No, I'm saying a toaster oven sounds like what it does.
Yes.
And a fanny pack sounds like what it does.
Yeah.
But Gone with the Wind, you wouldn't know what that was, except for you should know what it is.
I mean, they
because
could
you
have
live
called
in this country.
They could have called Twister Gone with the Wind.
Yeah, I'm saying
Those names are interchangeable.
I would go Gone with the Wind. Sounds pretty dusty to me or something, but it's a film. But you would know the title. That's what I'm saying.
Frankly,
I'll play
Adam,
it.
I don't give a damn.
Well, this is the scene. This is the scene, and I guess they filmed it at the Pabst
That's
Theater where I
cool.
played last night.
Completely under a homeschool like culture rock. I know the Hello Cleveland, like the Can You Dig It? It's famous. Hello Cleveland is famous.
Yeah. All right.
You know Can You Dig It, right?
Yeah. Wait.
Warriors come out and play.
Yeah, but what's it?
It's a classic.
Yeah, I know War. Yeah. Oh,
But it's when they're like meeting all the
announcer.
gang, when all the gangs like get together.
Yeah,
and they're
that's. But Can You Dig It? I think is the FM DJ, right?
No, she didn't say that. It was like one of the main like gang guys
Oh,
when
all
they're
right.
going out to look for the Warriors.
Well,
and
you
then
know
gather
the.
everybody
You
together.
know the. All right.
So I know
the
some
Warriors.
cult classics, guys.
So then.
So how'd that show go? You didn't have to sit down on a stool 45 minutes in?
No, that show went good, except for there's an issue, which is that show is going to end about 9. I got off stage about 9:40.
Was everything grounded again?
No,
Oh,
but
gosh. I thought this was going to be like a full circle story.
no, is that show's going to end at about 9:40, and we're driving in, and I was like, Mike, I haven't eaten all day. We got to find a place that's open late.
Do you need a nutritionist or a mom to go with you to be like,
Yes.
here's your water, here's your electrolytes, here's some
Yes.
protein?
Yes. So I'm like, I want to go out to dinner tonight. All I've been doing is I did a bunch of shows and stuff. So Mike found some place that kitchen stayed open a little late, but he had to go there and order and whatever. And then Mike ordered a bunch of steaks and stuff like that. And
The best late night steak.
And I took it. I ended up taking it home back to the hotel. And I put it in the fridge. And I got up this morning and I packed it because I always take food home, even if it travels.
Wait a second. You were in Wisconsin, Milwaukee, and you have a steak in your fridge.
Yes.
From Milwaukee.
Oh,
currently in Los Angeles?
No.
Oh, you consumed it?
No. They lost my luggage. And so now it's somewhere. So, and by the way, this bitch ruined my entire culinary travel experience.
Sorry. Your roll-on. You have like a ribeye and a Ramova somewhere in Middle America.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. And it's all the fault of one woman.
Oh.
So,
I'm sorry. I don't know why I find this so funny.
well, I got screwed badly in the
sorry.
food game.
I'm sorry that your ribeye and your luggage
So
is
I'm like,
lost.
I'm taking all this home. And now, Rudy, my opener, picked me up in the lobby at 7 a.m. to take me to the airport. I had a dream about my steak. I had steak, I had potato, I had sides, I had all there.
Ooh.
I got up in the morning, I put it in the fridge overnight. I got up in the morning and I put it in the plastic bag and I squeezed all the air out of it and I tied it off real tight. I said, I'm going to put this right in the middle of all my clothes and I'm going to check it.
Why would you think that that's like, and I'm not even like a germaphobe or like an FDA kind of like person. Why did you think that a ribeye would last like through?
Because I brought Indian food back from New York and eaten it in Malibu. And not just
And you were fine?
The Hamptons, not even the city.
And you were fine?
I think I was, yeah, pretty sure. So I'm not throwing away steak. So I put it in my thing. And I checked my bag.
Why didn't you carry it on the plane?
I did not know if they let you go through security with
food. Yeah, absolutely.
A bunch of steaks in the middle of your bag.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
It's not a liquid. You can bring it.
Yeah, I didn't know about that. And speaking of liquid, there was a bottle of scotch that somebody gave me that I knew I couldn't get through.
I would definitely wrap all my clothes around that.
So I just put it all. Anyway, so now I have. So here's how it works. There's a lounge that I could access if I got there early enough, but it was in the other terminal in Milwaukee. And then there was another lounge in Chicago. I had a layover in Chicago, and that's a good lounge, and I had a long layover.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm going to hit that lounge.
Yeah.
So we get to Milwaukee, go through security. They're like, yours in Terminal C. And I get there, and I go, I think I got a little time to hit that lounge. And I go to somebody, where's the lounge or whatever? And they go, that's Terminal D. And I go, oh. And they go, you got to go back out through security. And I go, I'm not going to do that. Fine.
Not worth it, yeah.
I don't have enough time. And then I sit there, and mysteriously, the flight says boarding at, I believe it was boarding at 7:50 a.m. And I went back and looked, and it said boarding, and it said on time. It said on time, boarding at 7:50, but no one was ever boarding. And I saw the plane was there, and then I went back, and I sat down somewhere else, and then I kept coming back. Like every 10 minutes, I'm like, what's going on? Are we boarding? And it said on time, but no one was ever boarding. And like a half hour went by, and it said on time, and the plane was there, and nothing was happening, but no one was getting on the plane. The flight attendant overslept, and they're waiting for this bitch. And I could have been.
They actually told you she overslept? Because sometimes they say, like, oh, we have a crew problem, and they don't rat the person out.
The fucking pilot went out there, and he got on the blower, and he ratted that bitch out. Well, because, first off,
he doesn't want to be blamed. He doesn't want it to be on him.
Well, also, I bet she's done it before. And this guy's had an ass full of this bitch. And so he went out, and eventually he just said, someone overslept.
Yeah.
Flight attendant, we got to wait.
And then when she's the last person on the plane, it's her.
Oh, we know who she was. Yeah. And so now, I could have been in the lounge this whole time, but they wouldn't say the flight was delayed. They're waiting for her.
Oh.
And I didn't know that. So then we got delayed 45 minutes or an hour, and I couldn't get to the lounge in Chicago because now I had to hustle to get the connected.
So you missed 2 lounges.
And they lost my steak.
I don't think it's her fault that the steak got lost.
Aha. But here's why. I checked the bag in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
The bag was on the Wisconsin flight, but it never made it to the Chicago flight because they squeezed the layover time.
Was too
they
short.
couldn't get it from the fucking Wisconsin plane to the Chicago plane because this bitch was late. So this bitch gets me out of one lounge, then gets me out of the other lounge, then gets my steak lost.
I'm sorry.
I hope so.
I mean, you could do a scientific experiment, and when it gets here, heat that bad boy up, have some steak and eggs tomorrow morning,
well, then
and
they're
see if your stomach lifts.
We'll deliver your lost bag to your home, but we need 24 hours. I'm like, I ain't going to make 24 hours.
Can you please write the airline a complaint and, like, bill them for the ribeye?
Ugh. And this stewardess, flight attendant, did a thing, and it bothers me, but I think it just bothers me. But I'm worried. I do not. She had a buzz cut, so it's probably angry lesbian. But she did a thing that I realize people do, and it bothers me.
Okay,
it bothers me, but it's part of a bigger problem. It's part of like the self-esteem movement.
Oh,
everything she said was like, could you put your seat up for me? Everything was for me or I need.
Yes.
I need you to put your seat up for me.
Yeah.
And it's like, first off.
I've been noticing more flight crews doing that.
Yeah, okay. First off, what do you mean for you?
Yeah.
That's not your fucking airplane. You're the lowest paid person on this airplane. what I need you to do is to go ahead and put your seat up for me.
Have you also heard, I've been hearing pilots, and maybe this is because some people take their frustration and make it physical towards flight crews, but I've been hearing a lot of captains when they're like, please be respectful of our flight attendants as they take care of you today as we are leaving Bob Hope headed to Chicago O'Hare.
Yeah, more like Atlanta, but yeah, I know what you're saying.
But I've been hearing like a lot of that, and I wonder if it's the flight attendants being like, like when you get on a public transportation in New York or LA, and it's like if you assault an LA Metro bus driver, like you will be charged with the crime. I wonder if she's thinking like, if I say it's for me and they don't do it for me, then they know how serious it is.
I think you're overthinking it. I think it's extra obnoxious talk from dumb people, and it's turned into a thing. I think it's a self-esteem movement, because you can say, put your seat back in its upright position, please. But they don't go, I need you for me. But there's always for me. And also, it's totally unnecessary.
It's not for them either. It's like literally FAA regulations that your seat is up.
Anyway, she did that. I decided I hated her. I decided that she's the reason I couldn't get to my lounge in Chicago. And now she's the reason I don't have a steak.
I'm sorry.
I know.
I mean, I love me some red meat, so I can empathize.
Well, it may still be at the airport, and I will eat it, but it's not with me.
Was it nicely marbled and like really well, like not well done? Because that's a shame. Don't ever do that to a steak.
Yeah. No, Mike. Or it was rare because Mike August ordered it, and he likes his steak rare.
Smart man.
I like mine medium, but he's ordering the steak, so he's going to order it the way he wants it.
If the ribeye had made it here, it's better that he ordered it rare, because then when you give it a little sear at home,
I agree.
Then it's like exactly how you want it, and then it's not overcooked.
I agree with you, but we'll see if we ever find it. Now I'm just worried about like coyotes getting in my bag or something. All right.
TSA is going to abscond the bag. They're going to be like, there's an odor coming out of this.
You have the news.
I do have some news.
All right. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back and do the news.
I'm, 20 minutes outside of Seacane, Pennsylvania, and I can't tell you how much I love these Malibu vlogs, because I'm not going to make it out there anytime soon. And I'd love to see the context of what you're talking about. If you get back into what you want to do for your house soon, get it on.
You can leave us a message at 888-634-1744.
Yeah, Seacane's a little town outside of Philly that I spent time in when I was a little kid. And yeah, thanks for watching those vlogs. We'll keep them coming. You guys can go up. A lot of people coming up to me saying they've been enjoying them, just been going out and shooting them. So enjoy that. There's one of me walking through a Home Depot that's up there now, where I'm telling you what tools to buy and so on and so forth. So enjoy.
Fun.
Yeah, I think it's fun. What do you got?
Well, only the biggest viral news story of the year.
Oh, yeah.
I bet you can guess what that is.
Yeah, it's the Coldplay thing.
Coldplay Kiss Cam.
I don't... It's weird. There are things in life that
are multidimensional,
really capture me, and then there are other things I don't care about at all.
You don't care about this at all?
Well, I'll put it to you. I'll put it to you this way: I don't have a real powerful moral compass. But
that's why I'm here.
I do remember when Tommy Lee came in years ago, and he was talking about the sex tape being stolen and stuff, and he was like, yeah, I had it in a safe, and we moved the safe to the garage, and we were remodeling the house, and then someone broke into the safe, and they told them they're trying to sell it back to us or something. And at some point, somebody said to me, you want to watch that tape? And I was like, no, I don't. It's not mine.
Yeah.
Somebody did something to somebody. It's not for me.
Yeah.
And I don't feel entitled to watch it. And that person is a victim, basically. And we kind of cheer it on, but it really...
Make TV shows based off of it.
Yeah, we really shouldn't. And so this, to me, is some personal situation with two people, and then there's other people, and there's kids and stuff involved. And it's pretty, it's as old as the Bible, people having adulterous affairs.
That's why it's one of the 10 commandments of
And
what not to do.
I get it. It's funny, and it's a little, hey, rich guy knocked him off his perch, not feeling so good about yourself, that kind of thing. But it's weird because to me, there's nothing interesting about it. It's a rich guy who's having an affair with someone at work.
What if it was a poor guy having an affair? Like, what if he wasn't the CEO of a tech company?
I don't think we would care.
You don't think the whole internet would be like united? I liked it because the internet was united for 24 hours. I didn't like it because I thought of the dude's wife. Mm-hmm. And I guess that shows my like feminine bias because I didn't think of her husband. Or I thought of like wife and kids for both.
If this guy was the guy who was doing maintenance at the Pabst Theater, no one would care.
Giving you directions to the stage.
No one would care. We care because of this, because they're, well, also, and because
I actually cared the most because he was the CEO and she was the head of HR.
It
confirms my bias that HR is totally and utter bullshit.
Oh, it's
that
total
is
bullshit.
Not meant to protect anyone except the company. And I'm pretty sure I've worked at companies where there was some happening between HR and executives, and the bias was rampant.
Now, here's the question. I don't know, and I remember this is a big deal, but again, to me, it's like there are other stories to me that are like the whole Obama Russiagate stuff. It's like, oh my God.
That's serious, though.
I know,
agree with that.
I know.
But that's serious stuff. I
agree.
actually appreciated that this united the country, like across all political lines.
Yeah, but now,
then I have a girlfriend that's a
question
defense.
is why did it get out there? Like, was it the reaction?
Yeah. I think if they just kept standing there, look at the girl, how red she is. So the joke on Instagram that was hilarious was like, that's the girl that found out about the affair and then just got a promotion last week to keep her mouth shut.
So
How
somebody,
red
all right,
she
so
is.
let's break this down. Somebody filmed.
No. They're on the kiss cam.
Yeah.
They're on the Jumbotron.
They're on the Jumbotron.
And they're going around. And Chris,
I understand how this works.
But
But somebody filmed the Jumbotron.
I think thousands of people were probably filming the Jumbotron hoping maybe they were on it. That's what happens nowadays. Everybody's looking for their TikTok moment.
So everyone's filming the Jumbotron, and these two pop up, and instead of kissing, they do something very stilted and awkward.
It wasn't stilted and awkward. They were listening to the song and like, oh, that's so nice. She's singing along. And then they see themselves and that. If they hadn't done that.
No, you're not hearing me.
Sorry.
It's called a kiss cam, right? You see yourself up there and you kiss, right?
You're saying shame on them for not kissing?
All right.
I'm so good.
You film the person, they see they're up there and they do the kiss.
Yes.
Right, but instead of kissing, they did something stilted and awkward.
Yes.
Okay, that's what I just said. You said no. You kept saying no.
Because I don't think it's stilted and awkward. I think it was an overreaction, and that's what was the red flag for everybody. Like, stilted to me seems like weird and like stiff and like, right?
Okay. They did something different. But well, now we need to look up awkward and stilted. I would say awkward and stilted is a pretty good. I'm pretty good, but you don't have to yell no if that's what I'm saying.
No.
But it's a bad habit. People do it all the time. But okay, I'm trying to piece this thing together, but you have to let me go through the pieces.
Okay,
so
I'm sorry.
Somebody filmed the Jumbotron, the kiss cam. You're supposed to kiss, and instead of kissing, they did something stilted and awkward. Okay, so somebody who's filming this, they don't know who those people are.
True.
So they see something that looks suspicious.
Yes.
And now they have to put it out?
Yes. And then after the video was put out and went viral, that's when internet sleuths figured out that it was the CEO and the HR director.
Right. And what was the initial thing of I'm going to put this out? Like, who did it and what did they label it?
Oh, I don't know where the original post came from. I know it was on TikTok.
Somebody had to have enough time at a Coldplay concert to film somebody see strangers on a Jumbotron and decide it would be a good idea to post this.
Because everybody under the age of 40 thinks everything is postable. And a lot of people, I think part of TikTok, Reels, even X, it's like you have a thought, you put it out on X, right? You have videos, you put them on YouTube.
Yeah.
People like that are young.
No, I get it, but this isn't exactly a squirrel water skiing. This just seems like a weird couple moment.
But if you watch it with the audio too, I mean, the fact that Chris Martin, lead singer for Coldplay, said, "Oh man, that's a weird reaction." Like he audibly. Can we play that?
Oh,
because that's important to hear as well.
All right.
Oh, look at these two. All right, come on. You're okay? Oh, what?
All right.
Oh no, he says, "Uh-oh, what?"
Oh, look at these two. All right, come on. You're okay? Oh, what? Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy.
So I think that's why everybody's like, and then
that's what did it. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So it was the reaction, and it was Chris Martin saying something. And then the internet sleuths took it from there, and then they put together the connection.
Now,
so I still stand by, even if he was a janitor, and she, did
no, yeah, but
800 number calls to sell you solar.
No.
People would still freak out over this.
No, I don't think so, because I think if this is regular blue collar folk, I don't think it has the momentum. I think we need. We're very much in the look. Here's what we like. If a guy has an affair and he's a janitor, we don't really care. When the priest does, then we care. And when the priest who's been preaching about how sinful it is to lay down with another man has a gay affair, then we really go nuts. And that's where we're at. Yes, sorry.
Yeah, there's a popular meme going out right now where it's like every summer a billionaire gets taken down.
Right.
And this guy's running $1 billion company. I'm not sure if he's a billionaire.
He's not a billionaire, but the company was.
Yeah,
just
we're in the business of taking down billionaires.
I think that's what this is. Yeah.
So I don't know. I like to think that the internet would come together over anything on a jumbotron at a Coldplay concert.
Well, there might be some traction,
but not
if
5
the guy
days
was a
of
janitor,
traction.
but not this.
So backing up, giving you a argument here, like some clout. You might be right, because apparently this HR executive was on her second marriage and is married to a very wealthy family with a lot of connections, the Cabots in the Boston area.
Here's what I don't get. If you're cheating, like having an affair, why are you going in such a public space and doing this?
This was Ben Shapiro's point. He's like,
not?
Clearly, did you want to get caught?
Well, it's kind
like
of
if you're having an affair and you get caught at dinner and you see like a parent of a kid who your kid goes to school with, and they're like, "Hey, that's not your wife." Mm-hmm. It's like, are they just not thinking? How do people have affairs?
I don't know. I was
how?
I was dating a woman a million years ago.
Was she married?
No.
Okay.
But we didn't want anyone to know we were dating.
Oh.
And so I was like, well, if we go out to dinner on Saturday night in Hollywood or Beverly Hills or something, she's a tall blonde, so people'd see her and they'd see me and they'd recognize it, and then people would know what was going on.
Yeah.
So I said, I used to live in La Cañada, California, and there's nothing over there. But they got good restaurants, but there's no Hollywood, there's no paparazzi, there's no anything.
There's nobody who would know you.
I don't know. They would know or they wouldn't care.
Yeah.
And so there's this place called La Cabanitos, this Mexican food place. And I said, we should go there. It's just like 20 minutes away, and there won't run into any agents from William Morris or anything. And so I called the restaurant to we were driving there. I was just like, make sure they had a table or something. And I called them, and they were like, yeah, La Cabanita. And I'm like, hey, do you have a table? The couple, around 8 o'clock, and the guy goes, is this Adam Carolla?
You're like, never mind, it's the McDonald's drive-thru.
Yeah, I said, he'd listen to the radio. But I was more recognizable from the radio.
Yeah.
So people that heard my voice, they knew who it was. But so much for our liaison. But
I think nowadays,
I don't know why
especially,
they're doing this. Why so open? Why so touchy? Why not?
Well, was this a company outing? Apparently now people have said that he was a horrible asshole of a boss and that everybody within the company knew about the affair. All the other memes have been about like, I'd want to be on this Slack channel like right now. What's happening?
Right.
Yeah, I think now, especially nowadays, like with social media and everybody has their phone out, the assumption is that you're going to be on camera whether you like it or not.
I have no idea why you do that public
How do
display
people
of
have
affection.
affairs?
Yeah. Keep it quiet.
How? You can't go to dinner. You
There's
can't go to like a school function.
I know there's Ring doorbells every 10 feet. Like, I don't know how anyone does anything.
So when I've been walking around, I'm training for something. I've been doing a lot of hiking and walking. Like, I feel like almost every other house I walk by is like, you are now on camera. Like, it's like the robot voice that's telling you that you're on like their security system when you're walking by on the street. You're right.
I don't even know how people... Well, I know how people attempt crime. We just go, fuck it, film it, and we're doing it anyway. And that's what we do in L.A. We just go, I'm
Not
stealing
Orange
your
County,
shit.
but L.A. County.
Yeah, L.A. County's like, I'm stealing stuff from your porch, and someone goes, there's a camera. And they go, yeah, okay.
Have you seen the ones that are really bad where they send the kid? They do a drive-by in a car to see if there's Amazon packages and stuff. And then they pull around the corner, and then they send like a little kid, like elementary school age,
Oh, perfect.
to get the box.
It's so... Ugh.
It's horrible.
Not in Wisconsin. Not at Elkhart Lake.
They trust Adam with a whole office building.
They did. All right, what else we got?
Next up, we have Stephen Colbert talking about how his Late Show was canceled by CBS. I think we got video of that. They're saying that it's not immediately canceled. It will be ending in May of 2026, so they're going to finish out the season. And apparently, they're saying it's because they're out of money. But of course, leftists in the country are saying that, well, it's because of the changing media landscape and all of these complaints from Donald Trump.
Oh, the
being
lawsuit
persistently, the lawsuit, and also they're saying, oh, he's a persistent late night critic. Really, though?
Well, first off, it is a weird thing to literally talk shit about Trump. And every one of these people, if there's a camera anywhere, that's all they do.
By the way,
talk shit
even
about
when
Trump.
it's not a camera, at their fancy dinner parties.
Whatever.
And like,
That's all they do. That's all they do.
And
And then to say, oh, you say something against Trump and now you get canceled. Like, well, then half the country would be canceled.
True.
I mean, that's how it works. I heard the show was losing $40 million a year.
Holy cow.
Those shows are really expensive. Super. And by the way, his salary's 20 plus. So it losing 40, and if you can lose 40 for a while, but eventually they'll pull the plug.
I mean, I guess it is kind of sad because The Late Show, minus Stephen Colbert, has been an institution in American media and late night comedy.
Yeah.
But I would say maybe give it a new host, but maybe CBS is just like not worth it if they're losing that much money.
The cost of those shows, I mean, okay. When those shows win an Emmy, and they win an Emmy, and they go best writing in variety, whatever, the Colbert Report, Stephen Colbert, whatever, late night, Stephen Colbert. You can watch 19 guys walk up on stage to get the Emmy.
Yeah.
Because they have 19 writers.
Yep.
Full time.
Yep.
Everyone's getting good six figures, and that's just the writer's room.
Yeah, that's not like hair and makeup and producers and lighting and editors.
How about real estate? You're taking a theater in the middle of Manhattan. And
I wonder what they're going to do with that.
Ed Sullivan? She's still Ed Sullivan? Anyway, the point is it is so expensive.
Yeah.
And if commercials have dropped and ratings have dropped and viewership have dropped, then you can't support it.
He was being beat significantly and consistently by Greg Gutfeld's show over on Fox News.
Right. And
that's like a cable. People are paying extra to watch Fox News. They weren't paying extra to watch CBS.
And Gutfeld has no writer's room and has no producers or anybody. It's totally stripped down bare. And when you go to Gutfeld's, you go, Gutfeld's, this your studio? And it's like, no, this is the 5 studio, but we convert it after they get off the air to the Gutfeld studio. Like, he doesn't even have his own studio. And it's roll-out bleachers that, like, unfold like a high school gym.
It's lean and mean, and it's doing well for Fox.
It doesn't like his Gutfeld's budget. I mean, forget about what you pay the host. We'll just say forget about that. But what it takes to make one, I would reckon that for every one Colbert episode that he puts out, you could probably do 28 Gutfelds for the budget that it costs. And you might do 35. I mean, it's literally that kind of ratio.
Yep.
And if the one that you can make 30 of for every one is getting lower ratings, then you're on the clock.
That's why you are getting axed. It's not because of Orange Man bad Donald Trump. He didn't.
I don't know. They never
up,
listen to Trump. I don't think so. But they love.
But this is literally what all the like lefty Twitter and Instagram stuff are saying. It's like, well, what did Donald Trump do to get the beloved Stephen Colbert canceled?
Here's what you have to do if you think about it. What they do, what the left does is they lay out some scenario that is very difficult to realize. So here's what they do. They'll go, he's a totalitarian dictator. He's Hitlerian, right?
And then they do the signs that have like just dick really big. Have you seen those?
No, I haven't seen that.
At the No King's Day, that was like all the rage. He's a dictator, but
the dick is big. So they lay something out. Or they lay, like what Biden would do, he'd go, white supremacy is the biggest problem this country faces, right? Or cops are bad, they kill innocent black people, right? Okay. So now you've laid down something that's really tough because that's a tall order to say a dictator's been voted in, is taken over, whatever. Or white supremacy is the biggest problem this country faces, or cops are evil and shooting black people. So now you have to grab every morsel, every crumb, and try to blow it up into something to support this whatever. So if a black guy gets in a car and drives through a parade and kills a bunch of white people, you don't mention it because that's difficult with your narration. Or if a black cop shoots a white guy, that's another problem. That's a problem with what your narrative is. And if any of this happens, you don't pay any attention to it. I mean, look what they had to do on January 6th. It's an insurrection, not since Pearl Harbor. Okay, that's a tough order because I see a bunch of guys wandering around with no weapons, but
not a sneak attack from the
we're gonna count people that killed themselves who worked there a year earlier as a death from. You got to work real hard. So they make these proclamations, and then anytime something happens, they have to grab it to try to pad their proclamation. So if Colbert gets canceled, they go, Trump, we can make that work with our stupid proclamation. I mean, they do it with white supremacy. They try and try.
I'm actually surprised they haven't been smart enough to try to tie it to like the defunding of PBS and NPR. Like
that'll probably be
like
next.
killing the First Amendment. That's what he's doing.
Yes. So anyway,
or maybe the American people killed the show because they weren't watching because it wasn't funny.
Yeah. Well, no one should feel sorry for Colbert.
A lot of money. You know what? He's probably going to get an MSNBC gig.
Oh, they always end up somewhere or some Harvard something. They always love throwing that stuff out. Yeah, he'll do something.
He'll get a Nobel Prize for like literature.
Yeah, he'll do. I mean, he'll probably do a podcast or whatever. Anyway, he's a persnickety guy.
He's a persnickety guy?
Yeah, there's some guys are like. There's comedians that are like laid back, and then there are ones that are like snippety. He's a kind of snippety. Yeah, not my cup of tea.
Any other behind the scenes things you want to share?
I think
did his sister run for office? She ran as like a Democrat, right? And then he endorsed her and he talked about, I mean, he's clearly political. I don't think he's ever, and a lot of people in comedy don't ever pretend to be moderate or libertarian or on the right because they've been able to get away with it all these years. And I think the audience maybe said enough is enough. This isn't funny.
I think Colbert's dad and maybe a couple brothers died in a plane crash.
That's sad.
1,000,000 years ago.
That's
sad. There's a whole bunch of brothers. Dad and two brothers died in a plane crash.
Wow.
In 1974.
So he was young.
Yeah.
Truth to like behind every comedian, there's like a little darkness, borderline depression and anxiety disorder.
No, some guys are, Adam Sandler's super nice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And Henry Winkler, super nice. They're
Yeah.
super nice comedians. And then there's like douchey comedians. I don't know, but it's like people. There's nice people and there's just douchey people.
I have a couple girlfriends that have done stand up, and there's somewhere in Austin, I can't remember the name of the, it's not Rogan's place, but somewhere else. And my girlfriend did stuff there years ago, and she was like, yeah, I had to stop dating comedians because they were all like really anxious, really depressed potheads. And I was like, is that an Austin thing? Like an Austin comedy scene thing? Or is it like everywhere thing?
Comedians are narcissistic.
So are politicians.
Yeah. And so they just sort of look out for themselves. And I'll tell you the real problem with comedians. They don't do enough vintage racing. Keeps your head straight, man. It keeps your head straight. I had a guy walk up to me and he just goes, you know why I do this? And I go, I think so, but tell me. He goes, because when you're in that car, you don't think about anything ever except for what you're doing right now.
In that
you have
moment.
No thoughts. It's not even like when you're asleep, you're still dreaming about stuff or thinking about stuff. You're completely 100% belted into that moment, and with no, I can't tell you anything I thought in that car other than I was looking for the Sargento cheese
You took my
sign
line.
up on the that's all.
Going between the V and the P on the billboard.
That's all it was. I'm looking for the bathroom door
Yeah.
on the men's side.
Yeah.
Like that, you don't think about anything. You just don't think about anything. And there's something that's sort of liberating about that. And comedians don't do enough tactile stuff. Like they don't build stuff and do stuff. They don't know how to do anything. But the part that keeps you sane is like turning wrenches and getting with nature and kind of hiking and building and, stuff. Like the sanest thing you could do would be to build a tree house.
Oh.
That's like the sanest thing because
You
it has
should do,
all
like-
the elements in it.
You should do Carolla's comedian camp. And you make all of these comedians do the things that you think that they need to do and then work on their show like at the same time. So you're making them a little less narcissistic, a little better at comedy.
Yeah,
It'd be a win-win.
There's something about comedians that they're completely useless outside of standing on stage.
Like actors.
Yeah, it's a weird thing. I was at the track and I was thinking to myself, there are about 400 guys racing this weekend, and I'm probably in the bottom 5 percentile of slowest not knowing this track.
Yeah.
And I thought, yeah, I don't like the way that feels. But then I thought, wait a minute, I'm doing the Pabst Theater tonight, and there's nobody here who could do the Pabst Theater tonight.
And that's good to have those like kind of cognitive ability to be willing to humble yourself and try something new because you know it's fun and awesome, even though you're not going to be the best at it.
Yeah.
And then also be able to realistically be like, well, I can do this thing that also makes me happy and makes me money that these other people can't do.
Yeah.
Like everybody in life needs that balance, whether I think you're a factory worker or a podcast host.
I agree. All right. We have another one?
We do, if you want to get to it.
Yeah.
My double animal style is moving, apparently.
Oh, yeah.
In-N-Out, well, not exactly. She says that President Lindsay Snyder, who, of course, is the president of In-N-Out, which has a rich history here in California, she is going to personally be moving her kids to Franklin, Tennessee. She's building an office in Franklin, Tennessee. It's a cute little suburb town outside of Nashville. She told this to Allie Beth Stuckey over on her podcast, Relatable, over the weekend. She's the granddaughter, of course, of the In-N-Out founders. You know that she's like a racer, too? Do you know this about her? Apparently, she really likes to race.
Oh, well, it's a really expensive endeavor. And so a lot of time the kids... They used to call them gentlemen racers back in the day, like in the 50s and the 60s and stuff, because you got to buy a Ferrari.
Yeah.
And then you got to crew it. And then you got to show up somewhere. And so they would call them gentlemen racers, and it was traditionally a sport. I mean, it's kind of like polo or something. Like, well, it's for rich people. You got to have a horse.
It's fancy.
Yeah. So it's really expensive. So that it's not a coincidence that rich people do it.
So apparently she's very into it. So I guess In-N-Out in 2023 announced an expansion to Tennessee. Obviously, previously, I think way back in 2019, they had done stuff in Texas, which my family in the area was excited about to get some doubles. But now the HQ is still going to be in Baldwin Park, where the restaurant was originally founded in 1948. And she said that they'll be closing the office in Irvine by 2030, and that she thinks it's really hard to raise a family here in California, and that's why she's made the decision to go to Franklin, Tennessee.
Yeah, it's a funny thing. They go, like, if you talk to Gavin Newsom, he'll go, we have the most Fortune 5 company CEOs living within a sector and a blah, blah, and we have the highest GDP of any economy or whatever. And I'm always like, yeah, but people are leaving. So you say whatever you want, but people are leaving. Everyone I know has got some sort of exit strategy for California. And I'm like, that's really all you need to know. Like,
and how many
people
of those
are leaving?
How many of those CEOs are also like, they might have a second home here, but they're making pretty dang sure that they spend 6 months and 1 day outside of California,
right? To avoid
for the
tax.
tax reasons,
right. So people are leaving, and she's leaving, and the only In-N-Out they've ever had to close in all history got closed
in Oakland.
That's a bad sign for Oakland. And, it's so weird, though. Like 20 years ago. Yeah, it was right about 20 years ago. I knew this guy. He was a writer, and he was kind of an entrepreneur, and he had this idea, and we were talking, and I said, we're kind of saying, well, everyone always talk about White Castle. All the people are from Chicago. They're like, I wish I had a White Castle here. And then me and this guy were talking, I was like, In-N-Out, everyone goes nuts for In-N-Out. They go, when I come to California, I go right to the In-N-Out. And I was like, why don't they have an In-N-Out in Wisconsin or Indiana? Like, if everyone just agrees it's the best, and you guys want to make money, and we had like a meeting with the In-N-Out people, it was like 20 years ago, and they're like, we don't do that.
We don't have to.
We just stay here.
Well, to her credit,
I'm like, why not go to another state and make even more money? And they're like, because we don't want to, and this is our business, and we stay in California. And now we're getting out of California.
Well, to her credit, Lindsay Snyder did start to grow the business, and I think one of the big things was that their patties are never frozen, and they're like 100% like grass-fed beef and all this stuff. And they were a part of the Maha movement before RFK Jr. got in, because they don't use like dyes and all these things in their ketchups and the special sauce. And so,
I didn't know that.
They've been very open about that. I don't know if they use seed oils or not.
I'll bet they do.
But I'll still eat there. It's kind of a Cross House tradition. Every Sunday after church, we go through the drive-thru.
Oh, really?
Because how else do you feed 6 people for $40?
So good.
Right?
Yeah. Can taste it already.
Why are we talking about food and we don't have any food in here today?
That's a good point.
I'm really hungry.
All right, we got this Hunter Biden clip.
Ooh.
I wanted to play. It's fresh off.
Did you snort?
I don't know what he's doing.
Is it just innate that you snort whenever you say Hunter Biden?
Yeah, I did a rail. I don't know who he's talking to.
Who is this guy?
He's doing an interview, and Hunter's just all whipped up. I'll play the clip.
But fuck him. Fuck him and everybody around him.
It's about Clooney?
Be fucking nice. Number one, I agree with Quentin Tarantino. Fucking George Clooney is not a fucking actor. He is a fucking I don't know what he is. He's a brand. And by the way, and God bless him. You know what? He supposedly treats his friends really well. You know what I mean? Buys them things. And he's got a really great place in Lake Como. And he's great friends with Barack Obama. Fuck you. What do you have to do with fucking anything? Why do I have to fucking listen to you? What right do you have to step on a man who's given 52 years of his fucking life to the service of this country and decide that you, George Clooney, are going to take out basically a full-page ad in the fucking New York Times to me and James Carville, who hasn't run a race in 40 fucking years, and David Axelrod, who had one success in his political life, and that was Barack Obama. And that was because of Barack Obama, not because of fucking David Axelrod.
Oh, wait, hold on a second.
Snap!
It's funny when he's like, this guy didn't do anything on his own. That was because of the other guy. Like, You're on the board of Barista, an energy company of Ukraine, and you're a crack addict. So
I think this is what my therapist would call projection.
I think they call this projection. Yeah, what does this guy have any business? My dad's been ripping off this country for 52 years.
I kind of love it, though. I kind of love like them eating their own.
I do love it, too.
This is so entertaining.
All right, well, we'll play a little more.
40 fucking years. And David Axelrod, who had one success in his political life, and that was Barack Obama. And that was because of Barack Obama, not because of fucking David Axelrod. And David Plouffe, and all of these guys, and the Pod Save America guys, who were junior fucking speechwriters in, on Barack Obama's Senate staff, who have been dining out on the relationship with him for years, making millions of dollars. The Anita Dunns of the world, who's made $40, $50 million off the Democratic Party, they're all going to insert their judgment over a man who has figured out, unlike anybody else, how to get elected to the United States Senate over 7 times, how to pass more legislation than any president in history, how to have a better midterm election than anybody in history, and how to garner more votes than any president that has ever run. And they're going to replace their judgment for his. Not to mention, who's Jake Tapper's audience? Jake Tapper, my mom.
All right, I just love that they're all pissed.
I love how that he's talking about how much money all of those lower level stuff. I do love the Pod Save America ding though, because it's so true. But I love how he's like, how many millions of dollars did they make off the Democratic Party? And it's like, son, how many millions of dollars did you make off your name dropping your daddy and then calling him when you walked into dinner with Chinese executives?
It's insane. He acts like he started a siding business in the 80s and has now grown to several locations. All he did was do drugs, fuck hookers, and skim money from his dad and his political affiliations. That's his job.
Well, and sleep.
Or selling paintings for $500K.
And slept with, his dead brother's wife.
Right. I just love that there's some judgment going on here.
Has a child that Joe Biden still hasn't acknowledged. Can I say something that annoys me? The denim shirt is like an attempt to be like cowboy.
Oh, yeah.
But then he had a weird sock with khakis and a loafer on.
Yeah.
If you're going to do the denim shirt, lean into it. Put on a pair of fries.
The colorful
Lucchese's.
sock. The colorful sock is basically the gay flag for your feet. It's letting people know you're down.
I thought the cross leg was that.
Cross leg with the exposure of the colorful sock. You get maximum colorful sock exposure when you cross your legs in that style because it pulls the pant. For the way I cross my legs like a man, the pant stays down on the shoe.
Yeah.
But you do it that way, you suck that thing up, and you reveal the colorful sock, which says you're down. Yes. Do you have? I think about this every single day. Every single day, I think about our clip of Joe Biden with the baggage and the extra baggage costs, and I just think about this.
That's such a good one.
I think about it every day because I went, "This was our president." That's
the guy that Hunter got all in a tizzy about.
Yeah, his dad was out there trying to fix airlines from charging extra for more knee space because it affected the black and the brown and the disabled or the financially disabled. I don't know. I think about it all the time. And people go, I go, he doesn't know what he's saying. And then people go, yeah, he doesn't know what he's saying. He's just saying what someone else said. And I said, well, that seems bad. You know what I mean?
It wasn't even on the prompter. I think he's off prompter in that.
Yeah, he's off.
He's just
he's just saying nothing.
Yes.
And that's his dad, but his dad, well, that's the big guy. That's 10%. You know what I love? I love the journalists in this country. Nobody wants to know who the big guy was.
Oh, nobody has ever asked, and I highly doubt NPR has.
Right. Now,
laptop story, not real news. We're not going to bore our listeners with that. Finding out who the big guy was? Nope, can't do that.
There's a piece of paper that says 10% for the big guy who's going to be paid by Hunter Biden, by the drug addict. But meaning, what I'm saying is like if you said, go back to George Clooney. You go, look, George Clooney, we need you to be the face of our new watch company, and we're going to pay you a bunch of money to wear this new watch and be photographed with this watch. We're going to do a whole campaign, and then you're going to get paid a bunch of money. You go, okay, fine. but it wouldn't be his job to pay 10% to somebody else. That's not his job. He's not a bean counter. He's doing. What I mean is
his
Hunter
agent
Biden,
the big guy?
Yeah, Hunter Biden is the bag man. He's just getting paid. He doesn't know anything about these stuff. So why is he in charge? He has all these business partners. Why aren't one of them in charge of the big guy?
Yeah.
Unless
or one of them should be the big guy, presumably.
Right. And by the way, you put everyone's name on there.
Yep.
Why'd you leave the big guy's name off? So
and also,
it's only Joe Biden. But the
did
media not interested in knowing it's Joe Biden.
Why did you, every single time you were in a meeting that was unrelated to your father because he didn't have anything to do with your business dealings, then pick up the phone and call your daddy? Like every time.
Biden's like, I've never spoke to my son about his business. All right, great. Look.
Be like, you charging marginalized communities more for the exit row and their luggage than you are white
I
rich
feel
dudes?
like if United Airlines was charging black and brown people more for certain things,
it would be a big story.
It's a liability that I just don't feel like they'd want out there.
It's against the law.
It's against the law, but it's also, there's a moral implication. I just feel like nothing in it for them.
I do love how he's like off script and then he goes back to script, and you can tell it by the beady eye change.
Right.
It's
And
so weird.
I do like that he's up there talking about transportation and room
And he
and
mentions the
baggage and has to weave in black and brown people.
Well, I got confused because instead of talking about the FAA,
Oh, right.
right? He mentions the FCC.
Oh, did he say that instead of FAA?
I could have sworn he said FCC.
Oh, now we gotta.
And I'm like, what's the Communications Commission have to do with anything?
Now we gotta look again.
Sorry.
Well, maybe.
Got to pull it back up. It was in the first part. I could have sworn he said FCC.
Oh, all right. Well, I'll let them. Well, let's see. We'll let them look at. Let's see if he says FCC. I didn't catch that one. If he did, but I'm sleep deprived. Let's see. Here
Department
it
of
is.
Transportation is working on rules that would require airlines and travel sites to disclose fees up front. Fees like things, if you want to sit next to your young child. Well, guess what?
What?
Or check your baggage. Or change your ticket.
How about my
You're going to be
steak?
surprised. They're going to charge you for that without telling you. Your ticket's going to cost a heck of a lot more.
You don't know it.
And that's not a Federal Communications Commission. They're working on a rule that would make the same thing for fees that internet companies charge, requiring them to show
what's the different part?
All right, okay.
Internet fees,
We're not saying
luggage
they can't
fees.
charge it, but you got to let you know they're going to charge
We're
it.
getting all the
You can-
bureaucracies involved.
I'll let it run out now. That's it. I missed this guy.
Some airlines, if you want 6 more inches between you and the seat in front, you pay more money.
Yeah, all of
But
it.
you don't know it until you purchase your ticket.
No, you wouldn't know that.
Look, folks, these are junk fees. They're unfair and they hit marginalized Americans the hardest, especially low-income folks and people of color. They benefit big corporations.
All right. Yeah.
People of color have to pay more for a ticket than you and I do, apparently.
I'm going to miss that little race hustler. His junkie son.
I
His
mean,
now
well,
angry
you
junkie
can't
son.
miss Hunter. He's out there doing interviews, apparently.
I'm going to miss
Going after
that
George
race
Clooney.
hustler and his junkie son.
I love how he mentions that George Clooney must be a nice guy. He buys his friends things. He has a house on Lake Como. As if, like, that's what makes him a good dude.
Hunter seems to like money.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's why he's sold those priceless works of art that he makes.
Yeah. All right.
Ugh.
Yeah, but those people are all anonymous.
Oh, yes.
There's nothing shady going on.
No, not at all. The big guy.
Oh, now Clooney doesn't like Obama. I love the cat fight.
The infighting
I love when
is
they're all
so
going
fun.
at each other.
It's the best.
Yeah, listen. Here's what happened. You guys had a decent party, and then you let lunatics take over the party with a bunch of retarded ideas like men should play in women's sports and birthing people and Latinx and all this shit, and you just let them hijack your party, and then they fucked it up, and now you guys are arguing. You shouldn't have let them hijack your party.
Also, they're continuing down that rabbit hole with this guy. It's not Milwaukee, but I think it might be Minnesota. Some crazy
that
person
guy.
like Mamdani.
Yes,
So there's like a mini version of him in the Midwest. And
Right.
then you got AOC and Mamdani, and AOC's bringing him around the Capitol and telling Democrats to get on board because this is the future of the party.
Right. You
Go
let
ahead.
a bunch of socialists, basically anti-Semitic socialists,
Yes.
take over your party.
I would say just straight up anti-Semitic.
Anti-Semitic socialists, and people don't like that, and you've ruined your party, and now you have to fight. with the older people who don't want to be the anti-Semitic Socialist Party. That's on you guys.
We'll see how the midterms go.
All right. Let's see. I'm going to be in Reno. Right.
So I got a job as the audience warm-up guy on a show on Country Music Channel that was called Hulk Hogan's Wrestling with Celebrities.
Oh, wow.
All right.
Audience warm-up guy's a good gig, though.
It was fun.
It
paid well.
Yeah.
I was really happy. I'm a big wrestling fan. So I was like, holy crap, I'm gonna go there, do some thing with Hulk Hogan. And now when you hear wrestling with celebrities, I know what you're thinking. Brad, well, it must have been Chris Hemsworth and Tom Cruise and Emma Watson and Julia Roberts. They must have all been wrestling. No. Better.
Todd Bridges?
He was on the cast.
Yes.
Not even bullshitting.
Baby.
Oh, man.
I know my target demographic.
Todd Bridges.
Sick.
Dustin Diamond, Screech, rest in peace.
Rest
Also,
in
rest in
peace,
peace,
baby.
Todd Bridges. Half the cast is dead.
Wait, is Todd Bridges? I think he's still
Todd
alive.
Bridges is very much alive.
We checked on
Is he
it.
alive? Did I just accidentally kill Todd
That's the
Bridges?
second time on this show that's happened.
No, it's when everyone in the cast is dead and you were the one who should have died first.
Yes.
Everyone does
Yes.
the math, but he's still here.
Is he alive?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I apologize, Todd. I
No,
apologize.
we kill him every other week.
Oh my God! So Todd Bridges, Screech, Dennis Rodman, Danny Bonaducci.
Sick.
There was a Stallone.
Oh, let me guess.
Fly?
No,
Fly?
no, we're gonna say it's even there's a Eunice Stallone.
Harpo
There's a half
Stallone?
sister that not.
Hey, we got Frank. We got Frank.
You got Frank.
We got the number 2 Stallone after whatever woman is married to Sly. And this was our cast. There was others, but so at one point there's a wrestling ring, and they stop, and now it's my job to go into the wrestling ring and keep.
Oh, that's where you do the stand-up from?
Yeah, you just stand up from the wrestling ring.
Okay.
Keep everybody hyped. Now I knew this particular break was going to be a big break. I knew they had to completely switch the shots or whatever, so I knew I was going to have some time. So I put my buddy.
Where
Ozzy,
did you film this, by the way?
probably Van Nuys. That's where. Yeah. I think it was at Van Nuys. I put my buddy Ozzy in the audience. Now, Ozzy is a friend of mine who has trained to become a professional wrestler. Never succeeded, but you know what? He's now a wrestling announcer. He's doing okay. But he's trained to be a pro wrestler. I have him in the audience. I have him start to heckle me while I'm doing the set, and I'm like, "What's going on?" And he's yelling, "You suck! Get off the stage! Get out of the ring!" And then I do the old, well, if you think this is so easy, why don't you come up here and do this? Now, I have told maybe 3 people on the set that I'm going to do this. So everyone else on the set is like, what is Brad doing? He's asking an audience member to come out. Ozzy comes out of the audience, gets into the ring, grabs the microphone, does a minute or 2 of the worst stand-up we could write. We wrote the worst stand-up ever. He gets frustrated. The audience starts booing him, and then he turns and cracks me over the head with the microphone.
Wow.
Just hit me, and everyone's going, "Ah!"
Yeah.
Everyone's like, did not see that coming. I get up, reverse something. We go into a lockup. He throws me against the ropes. I duck it, hit him with a cross body block. At some point, I actually picked him up, body slammed him.
Wow.
And then I go to the top rope.
Top rope?
Well, second rope, but it was high. It was high for me.
Right.
Yeah.
Top rope and dwarf.
Yeah.
And then nail a frog splash.
Wow.
I asked one of the people on the show, these one of the 3 people I told what's going to happen. He was ready in a referee outfit. He runs, slides into the ring. 1, 2, 3. The place erupts.
Wow.
Goes nuts. And then they're like, all right, we're back. We're getting back. All right, we're going to do it again. We're back to shooting. Hulk Hogan stops and goes, no, we're not. Come up here, brother. I want to talk to you.
Wow.
He stopped production for a second. I came up there, and he looks at me and Ozzy. He's like, oh, man, brother, you guys were like the wrecking crew out there, brother. I'm like, all right, we got a tag team name if we ever do this for real. But he just wanted to give us our props, and that's my Hulk Hogan story. And
That's beautiful.
So
man.
that, as a kid in the 80s, that's like meeting your superhero.
Oh, I met him.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, I met him when I was 10.
When you were 10?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
10.
I was pumped.
Really?
I was pumped. Like, we were supposed to go meet him, and, the after-school program that the military had for us.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and then they said, Hulk has to go to another appointment. We missed him.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever ran that program loaded all us kids on a bus, and we chased Hulk Hogan to the next place.
Really?
Yeah. I never thought about how crazy that was, but and I was pumped, bro. I was going to ask him, like, I was on the bus.
Imagine you're Bubba the Love Sponge's wife's house and a school bus pulls up. Her kids start piling out. You're like, put your clothes on.
If you know why that's funny, that is so funny.
But I was going to ask, how he slammed Andre the Giant, whatever.
Sure.
Man, we're in this big auditorium. We're up there, man. He shook my hand, and I said, why you got banana hands? And he was like, all right there, brother, and slapped me on the back. And I was like, I fucking blew my interview. I blew my interview with the Hulkster.
What is even a banana hand? Were his hands
No,
yellow?
his hands are just so big, and like it was like bananas, bro. You know what I mean? I'm like, why do you got banana hands?
Oh, his fingers were like long.
Yeah, blew it, bro. 10-year-old, that's exactly how I thought.
Yep. And you'll never get that chance
another
again.
chance.
Never get another chance to make good.
I don't know if I don't think I've ever met Hulk Hogan.
Never?
I don't think so.
I figured everyone at least ran into him.
I got one interview on the Ace Man.
Yeah. Bad question, but let's not talk about it.
What did he get to 72 or something?
71.
Yeah, 71.
Yeah.
The over-under on those guys are mid-50s.
Borrowed
you know what I
time,
mean?
buddy.
And
Borrowed time.
all the stress and abuse they put themselves through.
Everyone's looking at Ric Flair going, how?
How?
How? How
Todd Bridges conundrum.
How is he doing
Same
this?
thing. Like, how
Everyone
the
just
hell did he
assumes
make
he's
it?
gone. Yeah, the fact that, and this is a meme that's been going around the internet, so this is not my joke, but the fact that Hulk Hogan was like, say your prayers, eat your vitamins, and train every day, 71. Ozzy Osbourne, every drug on the planet, 76.
Right.
Have fun, everybody. Let's just say have fun.
Well, look, the reality is it's all genes.
Yeah.
And we cannot handle genes because genes are the one thing you can't control.
None.
So we go, I need something I can control as a human, and I can't control genes, anymore. You can control the color of your eyes. So you go, well, let's get religion. Let's invent religion. And then let's start talking about coffee enemas and zinc and stress and like everything else. And all that is fine, but it doesn't take the place of genes. And it's always weird. I think about this all the time when I hear people talking, like they go, oh, look at that model. You got, what's her name, Sweeney out there doing all her genes. And they'll do these interviews, and they'll go, what do you eat? They go, oh, I live on In-N-Out Burger. And then everyone watch them go, shut up, bitch. You don't live on. Yes, she does. She has her genes are fucking better than yours.
Yeah.
That's why she looks that way. And by the way, there's no amount of personal trainer or diet that can get your waist to that and get your tits to that and get your ass to that. It's all fucking genes, everyone. Now, within the genes, you can move it around a little bit.
Yeah.
You can destroy things and stuff like that. But it is so much genes, and nobody really understands, Sydney Sweeney, but understands how that works, and we don't want to.
Right.
Because, listen, you know what I watched last night? I watched 2 parts of the 80s, 90s supermodel, Naomi Campbell and Cindy Crawford and all that, that group, the 4 big,
Chrissy Turlington was one of them?
Chrissy Turlington and then Evangelista.
Yeah.
All right. Linda Evangelista. Okay. Let me tell you how their modeling career worked. It wasn't that they ate Sprouts and worked out all day. They turned 15, and then they looked in the mirror, and they went, wow. And then someone else saw them and went, hey, wow. That wasn't a workout regimen. There was no face cream. There was no keto diet. There's no nothing. They worked normal jobs. They lived in normal towns. And then at some point, they sprung a pube and they got a mirror. And then they looked in the mirror and they went, whoever's looking back at me is super hot. And then They looked at the chick who's on the cover of the magazine that they bought at the Piggly Wiggly, and they put it next to their head, standing in front of the mirror, and they went, you know what? I don't think there's anything better there than there is right here.
I got it.
In DeKalb, Illinois, standing in front of this mirror.
Yeah.
And guess who ain't going to be in the fields during the corn harvest next season? This bitch. I'm going to be in Milan. Okay? And that's how it works.
Yep.
Jeans, jeans, jeans.
Yep.
And then they ride those jeans. And then at some point, time sort of catches up to them and they can no longer do what they did, sort of like a great athlete, but they can pad another 10, 15 years onto that.
Sure.
Jeans, everybody.
Yeah.
Now, the part where we sell you that this face cream or this coffee enema or this juice cleanse or whatever can make you look like the person that's selling it to you, that's the biggest lie in America.
Absolutely.
It works on women, and they buy all that shit, and that's why. But the gene, you know what? You would much rather, if someone said, look, you got to marry a woman.
Okay.
Would you rather...
Wait.
And the goal is for her to look as beautiful as she can for as long as she can.
Sure.
Would you rather marry someone with a super good work ethic, like gets up in the morning, does the Pilates classes, eats right, and does all that, or a chain-smoking slob with great fucking kick-ass jeans? Give me the slob. Give me the slob. Because the chick who goes to the Pilates class can never look like that. I mean, when you see the models, you see Cindy Crawford, you see Naomi Campbell, and you see these people, you go, there's no amount of working. You would have to take yourself, put yourself in a Cuisinart, and then pour yourself into a mold of Cindy Crawford to resemble that. By the way, Cindy Crawford, I always feel bad. I don't feel bad for the brother, but the sister.
Oh, Cindy has a sister?
She has 2 sisters,
It's not like,
I believe.
It's not like the Bunchins.
Right, Giselle?
Yeah, Giselle, who always claims that her sister is prettier than her.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, but also, that's a great compusult, a great compliment insult.
Yeah.
Oh no, my sister, she's way hotter than me. Yet I doubt the sister is a multi-millionaire banging her Brazilian jiu-jitsu instructor.
And also,
so it's like she almost wasted the talents then.
Yeah. She could be banging a Brazilian.
Yeah.
But not necessarily that one.
Now, I don't know. She might be a geneticist or some sort of like scientist or doctor or whatever, research.
Not if she looks better than Giselle.
I was going to say.
Yeah, you don't burn the midnight oil studying for the
not.
SATs when you look better than Giselle. No, this is what you do. Female comedians will do this. There'll be a successful one, and then they won't pick another successful one or one that's higher up the food chain than them and go, she's funnier than I am. They pick one you've never heard of, who never has a chance at success, and maybe opening for them on a good night, and goes, Tammy's the funnier one. You know what I mean? Because it's safe. It's safe. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So she's probably better looking than her sister because it's mathematically hard to get better looking than Giselle Bundchen.
Very true.
But the thing is Cindy Crawford has a sister, 2 sisters.
Okay.
And they're showing the old family photos, you know, when everyone 13 and 9 and 12 or whatever it is. And the one sister, this is the one I feel bad for, looks a little more like Cindy Crawford than Cindy Crawford.
Oh.
Which is possible.
Yeah.
I'm gonna prove it with my Swayze theorem.
What?
Oh,
Patrick
I've seen this.
Swayze has a brother who looks more Don Swayze.
Don Swayze looks like.
Now, everyone just fucking hold your liquid for a second here.
Yeah.
And follow me. Don Swayze looks more like Patrick Swayze than Patrick Swayze does. If you were drawing a picture at a deli, a character of Patrick Swayze, you would end up drawing a lifelike picture of Don Swayze.
Okay.
Don Swayze is the early AI version of Patrick Swayze.
Yes, and you can find me some photos and prove me right. But I do think, just according to the picture I saw, Cindy Crawford's got a sister who looks more Cindy Crawford than her, which that's the real insult.
Sure. Wow. Yeah.
Don Swayze.
There's Don. Like,
he looks more like Patrick Swayze than Patrick Swayze.
If he dyed his hair blonde, absolutely. Done and done. Wow.
He looks like a caricature. Yeah.
Look at those eyes. Good job,
I
Don
did not
Swayze.
know that was the actor. That's the actor from Sunny in Philadelphia that plays the guy's dad.
Don Swayze?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
He does. It looks like in Knight Rider when they had an evil.
Yes.
David Hasselhoff.
Yes.
It's basically if you did a
Goatee.
movie where you need an evil, like Patrick, we need an evil version.
Right.
Grow a goatee.
Right.
They always threw a goatee on any
Always.
evil guy.
Always.
It's got to be rough now that you have a goatee, right? Be mistaken for evil guys all the time.
I currently do have a goatee. So, yes, I am evil Brad Williams, which Peter Dinklage would probably argue is just evil Dinklage is me.
evil Dinklage.
Yeah, I'm evil Dinklage.
That is a good one.
If you told me who was that and gave me no context, I would say, yeah, that's Patrick Swayze right before he passed.
So does Cindy Crawford have a sister who looks more like Cindy Crawford? But that's a bitch. Now, if you have a brother, the brother's playing football, he's banging his girlfriend, his sister, Cindy Crawford, that's fine. The sister, especially there's one that's like a year older.
Yeah.
And she's got a job at the local A&W now while you're in fucking Paris. And now you're coming out on the cover of everything. You probably had a few good arguments, too, that led up into this, where you told her she'd never mount anything and everyone hated her because she was ugly or something. You said something horrible that stuck in her craw.
You know the male version of this. We got to watch the male version of this play out on television in front of us. Aaron Rodgers' brother.
Oh yeah,
was on The Bachelor or the Bachelorette. He was one of the bachelors, and just the whole time, whatever woman he was going on a date with kept being like, "So, like, could we meet Aaron?"
Yeah,
at some point. But he looks like Aaron.
Yeah,
he like I don't know if it's a whole Don Swayze situation, but he looks like Aaron. He's not a bad looking guy, and I believe I could be wrong with this, but I believe at some point Aaron Rodgers' brother was also playing football and was like a like high school quarterback or something. And now that's just now he's like yeah brother, yeah, I know, everyone just wants the brother. Okay, okay,
get out of the shadow.
Yeah, but you're right. When you go to when you go to the different gender, fine.
It's fine.
Whatever.
I wish my
all good.
sister was a millionaire who traveled the world and hammered checks. You know what I'm saying?
Are these the Crawfords? Who are we looking at?
I don't know
right
if
now?
it's all.
Oh, yeah, that's Cindy on the far right.
Cindy's on the far right, but I'm going to need to see younger.
Yeah.
I need to see pictures when they were, 14, like family.
Well, now
pictures.
that's a weird Google search.
Yeah, get that out of my history.
14-year-old Cindy Crawford.
Google in 14-year-old Cindy Crawford with a penis and see what pops up.
AI slop.
Yeah,
It's also a weird thing because you see the mom, you see the dad, you see the two sisters, and it's like it's there's a little pixie dust involved, It's like a comedy. I always tell people you do making a comedy movie or sitcom or anything. It's like somebody said, I'm going to make a stew for you, Brad. And then you went, okay, well, what do you like? And I go, well, you like beef cubes? Okay, a potato, get some onion, get some garlic in there, big chunks of carrot in there,
awesome
beef broth and stuff. And at some point, I was finishing it, and I said, well, here you go, Brad. It's your stew with everything you love in it. And you took a little ladle and you went, yeah.
It's all right.
It's all right.
Yeah, it's
like
all right.
you go, you don't know till the end though.
Right.
So like there's comedies you can put everything in them and then you just watch it and you go, all right. And it's that way with supermodels. Like you see the eyes, you see the chin, you see a little in mom, you see a little in dad, you see a little in the sister, but it's just not all coming together in that perfect order.
Je ne sais quoi.
Yes.
Well, it's like when you and Drew were together, and then everyone tried to duplicate that. It's like you can't just have comedian physician. You can't just have there was a special sauce.
I agree.
There was something unique to you guys.
Well, and that becomes a problem because people go with the format. Right. And they go to format. And then they would say to me all the time, thank God I was always a douche. I wasn't a douche, but people go, what is it about the format with the sex talk and the doctor? I go, no. Reason the show's successful is because of me and because of Drew. That's all. And they'd go, oh, come on. And they always want to get in a format because formats they can work with.
Right.
People, sorry, there's one Drew, there's one Adam. But the format, and I would go, no, it's us. And I'd go, the show's just two guys talking at night. So if you want to try to, and taking calls.
Go find two guys.
Go find two guys.
But they're not going to do it. It's the same thing that with inside the NBA with Shaq and Barkley, Kenny, Ernie. Everyone's. How long have we had post game shows in sports? Since we have sports on television, we've had post game shows.
Right.
The magic of those guys together, you cannot duplicate. Cannot.
We have a young picture now. Is Cindy on the right? Because
Is that far right. Okay, so that's Cindy.
Cindy's on the right. So I'm saying her sister on the left got a little more Cindy Crawford in her than Cindy Crawford.
I see it. If she took off the glasses,
she's wearing glasses. There's no point at this stage where if I said one of them's going to be a super model and the other's going to be a housewife from DeKalb.
I don't know, Ace. Look at the size of that head. Like, that's a supermodel head, bro. That infant got a big old head.
Her sister looks more modelly at this stage. She's got a little more Cindy in her than Cindy. But listen, the same thing happened with the Swayzes, many years ago.
Yeah.
They over Swayze.
I wonder if
Swayze,
there's like a Chuck Swayze, the dad, who just looked like 5 Swayzes, because that's a lot of Swayze in your seed, right? So you got to seed Swayze that shit.
Strong,
I mean, that's like you go,
Swayze.
fuck. Now, my dad didn't have a lot of seed power, so his kids just kind of were like, like whatever. And you don't know my dad was my dad. If you saw him, you wouldn't know my mom was my mom. Nothing. But some people, that Swayze seed, man, that's a potent seed. It's a strong seed.
Strong Swayze seed. That's a
Swayze
funny
seed.
alliteration.
Swayze cocky party.
Yeah, buddy.
So I've been watching. They all figured out they were hot about 15. And
that's how you become a supermodel.
Yes.
Figure out you're hot at 15.
Right.
I don't know, measure the size of your face.
There's always they always get passed on early for some reason,
Sure.
There's like a Miss Illinois teen pageant, and I came in 4th. You know what I mean? It's like how many bitches in DeKalb, Illinois are hotter than Cindy Crawford at 16?
Yeah.
But somehow. They always there's always that it's like when the program director wanted me to do a radio show and I was like, how about I do it me and my friend Jimmy, and they're like, he's not talent, he's a behind the scenes guy. You're talent.
Been saying it for years.
He's hosting the Oscars. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like it's insane how many of those slip through the crack. So I guess it's built in. It could go no other way. But Cindy Crawford didn't come in second to Giselle Bundchen, who lived across the street.
Right.
She came in 4th to a bunch of no-names from DeKalb.
Yeah.
That's the way it works.
I mean, I don't know if there's some Michael Jordan getting cut from his high school team in there where it's like Cindy needed the extra motivation to get hotter. I don't know.
She willed her hotness. I did not do myself any favors.
She took that personally.
By going to DeKalb, Illinois. DeKalb, Illinois.
Because that's her birthplace.
It's her birthplace.
Okay.
DeKalb, Illinois is the first college Drew and I ever played.
Oh, wow.
And we toured the country. We ended up playing hundreds of them. Played these big 3,000-seat venues with all these college students. There's no act. There's no anything. It was just an hour and a half to kill. And we just walk on stage. And we didn't know what we were doing. It always worked out. But we were driving from Chicago to DeKalb. Look it up, Dawson. It must be, if memory serves, it's about 90 minutes, maybe 2 hours. Like 90, hour 45 out of Chicago. But
I'm amazed there's a town in Illinois I haven't toured yet.
Yeah.
I've been to Peoria, Rockford.
It's all cornfields out there.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because they go, you're going in and they're going, well, we're going to have dinner with the student union and then we'll do the show or whatever. And you go, okay. And then you go, what's for dinner? And they go, casserole. And you're like, oh, I'm from North Hollywood. We haven't had a casserole since 77.
Yeah.
But we're back in 1980, like casserole. By the way,
love it.
I had nothing wrong with a casserole.
Nothing wrong with casserole.
So
good stuff.
they told me, they kept telling me that Cindy Crawford was born there. And this is, by the way, this is 1997. Cindy Crawford's at the height of her powers,
Right, that's the peak.
And they're telling everywhere you want. It's like, Cindy Crawford. And about the 12th person that told me that, I was like, yeah, but then she turned 15 and she left. So she left. And it's not where you're born. That's random. It's where you go to and the place you leave. So it's really an indictment of DeKalb. Where is she now?
Malibu, spreading hate on the beach.
Hate on the beach with Randy Gerber. So
just pouring tequila on minorities.
Every one of these bitches was born somewhere.
Yeah.
And they're all gone. And now they live here.
Yeah.
So that's the bragging rights. It's where they moved to, not where they were shit out of. You understand? And everyone got angry at me.
I can imagine so.
Well, because until that moment, every girl in DeKalb thought that they could be Cindy Crawford.
Well, they still can. They're just going to have to move to Milan when they're 16 and never return to DeKalb.
Have perfect genetics.
Yes. 37 minutes from Chicago? Wow, I thought it was a longer haul than that. I just remember being in the back of a stretch limo. They picked you up. By the way, everything smelled like cigarette smoke, back then, like the back of the limo, and me and Drew. 37. How many miles?
37.
Is it? That's what I need to know. I didn't know it was a striking distance of Chicago. It's by the way, it's in the sticks, man. It's like cornfields everywhere. Like, it is weird.
Yeah, it's always jarring when you're in like one of the big metropolises of our country, like Chicago, and you go 20 minutes out and you're like, oh, there's nothing.
Yeah, nothing.
Oh, wow.
57 miles.
Amazing.
Oh, that makes more sense.
I did some shows, some music shows in DeKalb a long time ago. I did that trip. And I was in DeKalb when they had the Corn Festival. The biggest thing in DeKalb is the Corn Festival.
And they called it
the Corn Festival. And it really bothered me that they didn't call it Corn on DeKalb.
Oh, Dawson. Leaving fucking money on the table.
Absolutely.
Now, according to my calculations, Dawson, if DeKalb is 57 miles outside of Chicago, in order to make it in 37 minutes, you'd have to average 119 miles an hour. So I may have been right with my initial projection that it was about an hour and a half out.
You're doing the cannonball run straight to Chi-Town.
Yeah, like Wile E. Coyote probably couldn't have made it on one of his Acme rockets.
Well, at least we all know the traffic in and out of Chicago is notoriously just wide open.
Well, this
is not bad at all.
But if you want to know my life, here's my life. I went to DeKalb once and one time.
I'm sorry. I thought you meant the flight. How long is the flight? I missed
From
that.
Chicago to DeKalb? I didn't even know you could fly.
Yeah, yes, you can.
Wait, you would fly 57 miles?
You can. Expedia has a...
All right, let's get on this.
There's a municipal airport in DeKalb.
And
it's a 37-minute flight.
That's incredible.
I think it's pronounced DeKalb.
That is bizarre to go somewhere that's under 60
miles.
So it'd be like me, like so.
Well, you can technically fly from Burbank to LAX.
Yeah, you can.
I guess you can. Oh, you can fly from Burbank to Orange County or whatever. Yeah, but I guess you wouldn't. But the point is here's how my brain works. I did this shit 28 years ago, and I've never been back. But I have a recollection of being in the car for a while. So then when I say how long from Chicago to DeKalb, and Dawson, who owns a computer, says 37 minutes, I stop and I go, well, this is weird because he's got a computer and all I have is a distant memory. But my distant memories are good. And I was in that car for a while. And then I stop and I do what annoys everyone. I go, thank you for that. Now tell me the distance so at some point I can be correct with this. And so, it took an hour and a half to get there. And they also invented barbed wire there.
Wow.
Which I explained to them as well wasn't really much of an achievement because barbs and wire already existed. You just made a Reese's peanut butter cup. It's like you shouldn't take a lot of credit for that.
You guys looked at a prison and went, how can we keep these people in here more?
Yes, barbed wire and Cindy Crawford.
Hell of a legacy for that town.
It's the problem from being from LA. You know this. I know this.
Yep.
There's no plaque in front of the high school. There's no buzz on the street. Brad Williams. No one gives a fuck because there's everyone all the time and no one gives a shit.
Right.
You grow up I guarantee if you grew up in DeKalb, there'd be a lot of talk about Cindy Crawford, Bar,
Brad Williams,
Casserole, and then...
The Brad Williams Community Theater is still there to this day.
Yes, you've seen the plaque on the park bench.
Exactly.
Theater for ants.
All right.
Yeah, Sunny Hills High School. Why don't you name the theater after me?
Yeah, you were.
I went there.
You went there.
I went there.
Sunny
4
Hills
years.
High School?
Sunny Hills. I know.
I went to North Hollywood High.
Sounds like a retirement home. Sunny
It
Hills.
sounds like somewhere leprechauns come from.
I mean, you're not wrong.
I got Bill. I went to North Hollywood High, and I think I get. When they do famous alumni, I think I'm below Christy Canyon, the porn star. I think she's like a notch above me.
To be fair, I've never spanked it to you yet.
The day is young.
Yet.
Sit around.
Yet.
All right.
Do a couple more push-ups.
Let's take a break. We'll do some news. We'll do all that right after.
Do my balls off to the personal touch. That's right. I had a built-up, abnormally large amount of semen in my balls.
The 2025 ACE Awards, coming this December. Now back to the Adam Carolla Show.
That's so funny you said coming this December. I was also coming to the personal touch. This is Ted Koppel reporting that my loads are still rather large.
I want to hear Bobby Hollander again. I can't get enough of Bobby Hollander. And if he went to North Hollywood High, he'd be above me as well. I had a vague recollection like years ago that I rented a tape back when people would rent porno tapes called Bobby Hollander's Porn Bloopers. And I was like, well, I like porn. I like comedy.
I like bloopers.
I like Alan Funt.
Yeah.
So I like Dom DeLuise. So you know what? I like Bob Saget. So you know what?
I love blooping.
This is blooping. This is porn and his bloopers. Sign me up. It was horrible. It was horrible. But
what was your favorite? What were some of the highlights of a porn blooper tape? I got to know this.
There's always the jib mic smacking the guy in the ass. It wasn't even funny. It was basically nonsensical. But I remember Bobby Hollander. And then I went and looked him up, and then I found this.
I remember I saw a porn blooper one time on the internet, and I was like, sometimes you see a blooper, and you're like, that's not a blooper. That's like assault or a death, or like that's a crime. It was the guy in the porno scene. He
farted in her face.
Blew his load, and then it landed on like one of the cameramen.
It's a biohazard.
What the, like?
That's against OSHA.
Is there an HR department in porn? Because if there is, I think you got a complaint.
That's why I stopped doing the double penetration.
Yeah. Same.
All right. Sorry, Bobby.
I love the whistling first.
Oh. Hi. You thought it was Alfred, but it's not. My name is Bobby Hollander, and I'd like to introduce you to a tape called The Personal Touch. Now, The Personal Touch is something different in home entertainment. It's strictly adult, strictly X, and it's hot. It's so hot, it's going to blow your balls off. It's going to want to make you wet your panties. It's going to want to make you reach in and grab it. It's going to want to make you come right on your television screen.
Around or on your television screen? I can never figure it out.
It stars Shauna Grant,
Dad.
Sharon Mitchell, Paul Thomas, Ron Jeremy, Dominique, a newcomer to the screen, Gene Harlow. The Personal Touch was shot on videotape to give you the finest quality in adult entertainment. It's going to let you, the home viewing audience, get out of your bed, off your couch, out of the bar.
I love the music
and you guys
kicking
that are
in.
watching it in the bar. We're going to be into the bathroom in a minute.
By the way, who's watching a porn at a bar?
I don't mean to say it
I don't want to.
in an obscene way, but we wanted to make it that way. Shauna Grant in this film, whose stars you've seen in Penthouse, you've seen in Swank, High Society.
High Society?
Oh, yeah.
Velvet.
All right. The thing that's
Just
weird
off-
about this is I was watching this, and it's very Boogie Nights.
Yeah.
Very.
Very Boogie Nights, and Paul Thomas Anderson.
Yeah.
This stars Paul Thomas.
Wow.
Paul Thomas Anderson must have been hip.
Did he see the
to
personal
Bobby
touch?
Hollander? Well, it's a calling, right? You hear your name.
Wonder if they did some research and then it inspired anything.
Yeah,
that's fantastic.
All right, do we got some news?
Got some news. Sydney Sweeney's new American Eagle Good Genes ad is accused of being Nazi propaganda. Who approved this?
What?
Yeah.
Everything is
Sydney
Nazi
seems to be being
propaganda.
slammed by fans for allegedly promoting Nazi propaganda by her Great Genes ad. Here's the ad again.
All right.
Genes are passed down from parents to offspring, often determining traits like hair color, personality, and even eye color. My genes are blue.
Sydney Sweeney has very genes.
All right.
Where's the Nazi propaganda coming in?
Yeah.
Oh, it's just.
Is it because she's blonde and white? Is that why?
You can find it quick on some libs of TikTok sort of thing where people are trying to cancel them because they're saying, she's got good genes.
It's got a little eugenics to it. Listen, everybody. The thing. Okay,
This seems like
the thing.
rage baiting.
Oh yeah, no, I think there's a new world order. You find it in stand up, and you find it with TV commercials and stuff. They're leaning into this now. Like we went. I told everyone, safe spaces and octagons. Right. You turn on the TV, you see a Subaru commercial. It's a mixed gay couple who adopted a sheep, and there's nothing about the car. Then you switch to channel, and it's a Dodge Ram truck commercial, and Dana White is screaming "America, America, America," while guys are pumping shotguns and doing donuts in the desert in a Ram, right? Like it's literally fireworks, flags, cowboy hats, guns, trucks in America. So what we're doing. That's the octagon. Literally. I said to Dr. Drew, safe spaces and octagons for the last 10 years. They're having a UFC fight on the lawn of the White House. It's Dana White is screaming about America on a Dodge commercial.
Right.
And then the other side is going to be vibes and Subarus and lesbians. Okay. That's safe spaces and octagons. So everyone else, Madison Avenue will figure it out. They'll go, look, why don't we piss everyone off and just fucking have a Dodge truck and start waving the flag and have Dana White? And they go, Dana White's not a voice. Fuck it. Let him do it.
Yeah.
We'll play